Moon Magic Super Souls, welcome to your Moon Month Energy Update and your all Zodiac sign readings. I need to say right off the bat that this is a really intense moon month. There's some really strong spikes of energy and like an almost an intensity that runs through the entire moon month. There are some pockets of slightly steadier energy, but overall, I really want to give you the heads up on this. We also have some absolutely huge void of course periods as well. In fact, we are going to have the longest void of course period that I have actually ever come across since I have been following the moon. And that's, you know, I've been following the moon for years and years. It's over 30 hours. It's like there's a whole day when the moon is in a void of course position. So I'm going to be highlighting all of these key dates as we go through the energy update. Remember, energy is energy. Okay, the incoming energy is what it is. What really matters is how we use it, how we respond to it. And if you're aware of it, then you have a choice. Okay, so without further ado, I suggest that we move straight into the energy update. Then I will do readings for all zodiac signs. There will be extended readings on Patreon where I'm going to look, probably I think because of the intensity particularly, not just a sort of a general overview with additional information in an extended reading. I'm actually going to look at specific key areas. I think relationships, money, career, finances, to really get the lay of the land for each of the zodiac signs to see how this incoming energy might be affecting you in different areas of your world. So beautiful souls, let's dive into the energy update and I will give you some key dates and we'll talk about how this energy might be arriving and affecting us. So beautiful souls, welcome to your moon month energy update. We begin a new moon month with a new moon, and this time it is a new moon in Aquarius on February the 9th or 10th, depending on where you are on our beautiful planet. So I've got the timings on the screen for you now. This is a new moon that embodies the very essence of what it means to walk the pathway of a spiritual warrior. And this energy is really setting the pace for the coming moon month. Now, bearing in mind the spiritual warrior values are always about keeping the higher picture in mind, holding the higher values. This is going to be really helpful in a month when things could get a little bit intense from time to time. So stand in truth, align your wishes and intentions with your higher values, be honest and yet humble, believe in and commit to the creation of a better future, not only for yourself but for generations yet to come. Uphold everything that you know to be good and right. Take right action. And the universe, if you do this, I think will back you 100%. Now, the overall dynamics for this new moon are stunningly aligned for transformation and rebirth, with the potential for circumstances and conversations to emerge that create expansion and growth, and fast, and also potentially in unexpected ways. But remember, sometimes a difficult conversation can be that point of emergence. So if there's any intensity around, just be aware that there will be a higher purpose to this. This is definitely a new moon to set wishes and intentions that align you with your own personal calling and higher purpose of contribution and service. So set wishes that ask for illumination and guidance, and then be prepared to follow through with real actions. As the moon moves from Aquarius into Pisces, we also happen to have a very long void of course period. It's nearly 15 hours long. Now, if you're new to my channel and you're new to energy updates, a void of course moon is when the moon moves from one zodiac sign to another. It's like a space in between. And this can feel very, very liberating because her energy isn't actually channeling through a particular sign. But on the other hand, because it's quite dreamlike and quite expansive and free-flowing, if you've got a lot happening in your world or you're feeling a bit wobbly, it can leave you feeling a bit unanchored and it can sort of contribute to that wobble. So be very, very conscious of a big void of course period. I think it's worth making a note of it in your diaries. So this is between the 9th and 10th. It's when the moon moves from Aquarius into Pisces, and it's 15 hours long. The moon then moves into her waxing crescent moon phase from February the 10th to the 15th. This is where she moves from Aquarius into Pisces, then into Aries, and then into Taurus. Now, the energy of this moon phase begins with some quite intense energy. Then it relaxes into a more gentle forward motion, and then it surges in intensity again around the 14th with an added flavour of kind of karmic energy. Now, in terms of manifestation, this flow can be very, very helpful because it can give you the opportunity to have a push forwards and initiate new potentials, and then followed by more steady periods of consistent productivity and consolidation before then hitting another intense period. So this is how I would suggest using the energy. So around the 10th, we've got an intensity, and then again on the 14th. Now, overall, in areas of your life that are on track, this kind of momentum of intensity and then consistent steadiness can feel really good. But there is actually a very strong flavour of very real and direct communication happening throughout this whole time. So if any challenging conversations arise, whether this is within yourself or with others, then lean into a space of realness and try to embrace this as an opportunity to discover and to grow. We also happen to have a void of course period on the 14th. This is a 5-hour void of course, so it's not quite as long as the previous one that we had right at the start. But it is still quite strong energy. The moon is shifting from Aries into Taurus. So just be conscious of that, because this is a day when we have a big surge of greater intensity, plus that flavour of karmic input. The moon then reaches her first quarter position on February the 16th in Taurus. Now, the energy on this day is strong and potent. The first quarter moon is always a point of review and evaluation. The energy just asks us to slow down, stop and have a look around us. So it will show you exactly what you need to see to move forwards. Now, this might be continuing on the same pathway, or course correcting, or even doing an about turn. And the lunar influence on this day promises to give you very clear information on all these counts. So seriously listen up and be very real with yourself. This is an intense day. What do you feel passionate about? What are your deepest desires? What is your heart telling you rather than your head? This is a day when I would really be listening with your heart rather than your mind. Your mind can play tricks on you, but your heart will never lie. The moon then moves into her waxing gibbous moon phase, so she's getting bigger and bigger and moving towards her fullest. She will pass through Gemini, Cancer and Leo, and this is from February the 17th to the 23rd. Now, overall, this moon phase is one where things are a little bit more steady. The energy gathers momentum nicely and at quite a steady pace, and it favours forward motion, onwards and upwards. So I would use this pocket of time at its absolute best, make a commitment and invest your time and energy in really consistent, steady actions. We have a void of course period on the 21st. This is a 7-hour void of course period when the moon moves from Cancer to Leo. The energy happens to intensify at this point in time on the 21st and the 22nd as well though, so just be conscious of this. The dynamics do actually suggest a major push forwards, so this could help potentially for you to be able to realise and consolidate your progress. If anything isn't moving along, then the dynamics then on the 23rd do actually also suggest the potential for unexpected solutions to arrive. So be alert to this possibility. We have on the 23rd through to the 24th a very big void of course period. This is when the moon moves from Leo into Virgo. It's 21 hours long. So if there's anything that's not really working for you or not happening, but you're experiencing the intensity, this is probably a very good time to kind of meditate and ask for assistance and ask for solutions to arrive, and be aware that they may arrive in an unexpected form. We then reach the full moon on February the 24th or 25th in Virgo, depending on where you are in the world. I'll bring those timings up onto the page for you now. Now, this full moon has rather a serious flavour about it. The sun is aligning with Saturn. Saturn is known as Father Time and the bringer of important life lessons, sometimes known as Father Karma as well. The moon also aligns with Mercury, highlighting the need for really clear communications. Now, a full moon will naturally illuminate any areas of our lives that are running smoothly. It will also illuminate those that are not. And the lunar influence today is here to assist you in being diligent and to attend to the details so you can move ahead on a more solid foundation. So if anything comes to light that isn't working in your favour, please, please, please don't pick yourself to pieces. The Virgo energy is wonderful because it's very diligent, it's very thoughtful, crossing the T's, dotting the I's. But beautiful Virgos, you can also pick yourselves to pieces. You can be really, really self-critical. Now, there's a massive difference between having an inner critic as opposed to, well, an inner critique, let's say, as opposed to an inner critic. And anything you're shown in the light of this full moon is arriving with purpose to assist you in real terms so you can make real adjustments to build a more solid and substantial future. You know, the energy of Saturn that's coming into this full moon likes structure. The dynamics today also favour expansion and out-of-the-box thinking, so it's a really interesting full moon energy. Take your time, listen, observe, notice, and then respond with mindful, conscious awareness. The moon then moves into her disseminating or waning gibbous moon phase, and this goes from February the 25th through to March the 2nd. The moon is moving from Virgo into Libra and then Scorpio and then into Sagittarius. Now, following a significantly strong full moon with that karmic energy and that sort of life lesson energy of Saturn, there is still an intensity in the air, and this looks to linger throughout this entire moon phase. Now, interestingly, it eases a little around the 28th when the lunar energy supports openings and expansion, and we might find the potential to find pathways ahead. Curiously enough, this coincides with a phenomenally huge void of course period. This is the longest void of course period I've ever come across. From February the 27th, when the moon leaves Libra, right through to February the 29th, when the moon enters Scorpio, we have a 33-hour void of course period. Now, I think it's quite fortunate that the intensity eases a little on the 28th, but overall, this is quite a strong, intense moon phase throughout. So just be thoughtful of this. Now, there are genuine pockets of potential as we move into March, because the dynamics are intensifying yet again, but the opportunities that are being offered in these sort of pockets of potential may not always flow easily. We've got this intensity going on. Now, if circumstances call you to have to make a decision, take time to get still and try to evaluate rather than rushing into any rapid or immediate choices. The energetics of the overall moon phase are suggesting there'll be times when you need to push, but also times when it would be really helpful to pause and just breathe and just take your time. So try to sort of keep this in mind and navigate what looks to be a very intense period, but navigate with awareness. You can use this energy. You know, intense energy can bring us intense spikes of information. It can bring us intense moments of revelation, realization. So be very, very thoughtful throughout this period of time. The moon then reaches her last quarter moon position, which is on March the 3rd in Sagittarius. Now, the energy of this last quarter is maintaining the strength of the previous few days. So take your time, reinforcing that again. Take your time, be conscious, be aware. Now, a quarter moon naturally invites reflection, and regardless of the intensity, the overall dynamics are seriously favouring breakthrough moments with clarity through higher vision and direct, honest communications, especially in any areas that you feel passionate about. So, You know, if it feels right for you to have a voice, then do so, but speak with openness and integrity. Remember those higher values that were being set with the new moon in Aquarius right at the beginning of this whole moon month. But you know, if you're in any doubt about anything, then do what I was suggesting in the previous moon phase. Get still and meditate, and trust that you'll be shown what you need to see at the right time. The moon then moves into her balsamic moon or waning crescent moon phase, and this is running from March the 4th to the 9th. She's going to be passing from Sagittarius into Capricorn, into Aquarius, and then into Pisces. Now, this whole moon phase is pocketed with quite a few void of course periods. They're not epically huge, they're not like 20 or 30 hours long, but they are for sort of, you know, 6 hours, 5 hours. So let me just let you know when they are right at the start. On March the 4th, we've got a 6-hour period when the moon moves from Sagittarius into Capricorn. Between the 6th and the 7th, we've got a 5-hour period when she moves between Capricorn and Aquarius. And then between the 8th and the 9th, we've got another 6-hour period when she moves from Aquarius into Pisces. So be a little bit thoughtful about those shifts. You might just find yourself picking up on them. Now, given the intensity of the start of March, the entry point to March, the flow of energy between the 4th and the 6th actually feels a bit more leveled out. And there is plenty of opportunity to move your manifestations forward with quite practical, pragmatic progress. So to be quite honest, I would seize the moment and use this time. Because we then see the overall astrodynamics intensifying yet again when our beautiful moon initiates a kind of an influence of transformation. And this kind of heralds the start of several days of potential opportunity to step out of your comfort zone and achieve beyond your usual expectations. Now, depending on your personal circumstances, this is going to feel fabulous and amazing, but it could also feel like you're under pressure, and it could be a bit too intense for some people, so please bear this in mind. Now, we're moving towards a new moon, so in many ways this energy is actually bringing you a wonderful opportunity to really get clear in preparation for your next set of new moon wishes and intentions. But do be conscious of this intensity. It's from the 6th to the 9th. These really are the key days. The 4th to the 6th, take advantage of the steadiness. 6th to the 9th, be very, very conscious. Loads of opportunity, but could be a little bit intense in its arrival. We then reach a new moon month, starting with the new moon in Pisces, and I will of course be doing an energy update for that entire moon month, along with zodiac sign readings for all signs for that period too. Okay, beautiful souls, so before we draw cards for all zodiac signs, I'm just going to talk you through the cards and the runes that were actually drawn for my diary, the Manifest with the Moon Astro-Moon diary for 2024, because these cards and runes cover this moon month and they are actually so beautifully aligned with the energy of this intensity, but also the potential that sits within us. Energy is energy, it's what we do with it. Now, initially we have the card of problems and which direction, with breakthrough and harvest, Jira, harvest. Now, ultimately, this card is really saying to you, if you look through the lens of a problem as being a gateway of opportunity, something is being brought into your life because it needs to change and shift. It wouldn't be right for you to remain as it is. So a problem is being kind of offered to you as a source of empowerment to either tweak, course correct, change direction, see something more clearly. Basically, it's identifying that if there is a problem and we don't acknowledge it, we remain stuck and we're not able to do anything about it. If a problem surfaces, it's not a crisis, it's an opportunity. So with the rune of breakthrough, with Degas, I mean, this really, really highlights that energy. If you think about it, a breakdown is very often a breakthrough. You know, when something goes wrong, it creates a significant opportunity. And this rune speaks of turning around, you know, taking a new direction, course correcting, finding a different way of either seeing something or doing something. We then have which direction, which with harvest as well, with Jira, really kind of highlights the fact that, again, from a spiritual perspective, in a way there is no wrong direction, because whichever way you go, you're going to learn from it. And this is really encouraging us in the face of perhaps something that seemingly isn't running smoothly or not quite as we would like it, to be able to test the waters and not be fearful of trying out something different, followed by independence and the rune of Isa. This is also saying sometimes we have to step out of our comfort zone, you know, to choose a new direction, to find our feet, to find the pathway or the right pathway for you. You may have to try on a few things for size. You've certainly kind of got to go there. We then have imperfection. Oh, I'll come back to the rune of Isa in a moment, Isa. But imperfection is, again, asking that in our goal-driven world, in fact, I'll read this one to you. It says, in our goal-driven world, we can seek to blame whenever things do not run smoothly, and yet it is our imperfections that make our human lives the perfect vessel for the evolution of the soul. Strive to be the best you can be, cherish your mistakes and those of others, and honour the learning to be found in every experience. So this whole moon month is about daring to experience everything from the perspective or through the lens of powerful potential. The rune of Isa, ice, it's the rune of standstill. Now sometimes it can mean that something is stuck, but it can also be asking us to get still in order to be able to see what we need to see, to become unstuck. We finish with the rune of flow, Lagos, which is suggesting that things will move forwards if we can hold our pathway through this period of time with a powerfully positive, in fact, I'd say an empowered, you know, empowerment is power over ourselves. It's not power over others. So I think if we can embrace an empowered perspective, being prepared to step out of our comfort zone, step out of the safe zone, and kind of also step into a space of independence. I'm going to use the word self-responsibility. That's what's really coming through here. That we step into a space of self-responsibility. We recognise that the world is not perfect, that we are not perfect, others are not perfect. But right here and right now, we're going to evaluate, we're going to test the waters, we're going to try things out. And we are prepared to take full responsibility for ourselves and our actions, whether this is the consequences of past actions, but most importantly, how we respond in the here and now. Because what we do, what we think, what we are, what we do, what we say is creating the shape of our tomorrow. So really centering yourself in the now, with full awareness of the imperfections of ourselves and everyone and everything, but being prepared to step into this space of openness, to learn, to grow, to flourish. I think with this attitude, this potentially quite intense moon month can really become a serious period of enlightenment. That's what I want to say. That's what's really coming through, actually. And from within that space of greater awareness, we can then evolve and really start to overcome any blocks to our progress for the coming year. Now, this moon month starts off with a very powerfully positive new moon in Aquarius. Aquarius is all about a spiritual pathway, those higher values, those higher perspectives. So it really sets the pace for us. The energy of the new moon sets the pace for us to be in this kind of a zone, this kind of a framework or an attitude in order to embrace every opportunity that comes. And remember, this is a moon month where opportunities may arrive in unexpected ways. And yes, things may be a little bit intense at times, but that intensity can be a bonus because it can give us channeled energy that we can push forwards with, to really overcome things, step up, step over, move along, with then little pockets of breathing space in between. Overall, as I've said already, it is quite a strong month energy-wise, but I think these cards, just along with the runes, really do just give us every bit of guidance we need to know how to navigate. So beautiful souls, that's a kind of an overview from the spiritual channel perspective of these cards and runes. Let's now dive into the individual readings for every zodiac sign. You can check out, if you wish to, your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising sign. If you have any clusters of planets in any particular sign, you may want to look at that sign as well. And also, if you are in any way checking out relationship elements, you might want to look at the sign or that your Venus is sitting in, assuming that you do know your chart. And I will put a link to a couple of astrological sites where you can download your birth chart free of charge, or print out your birth chart free of charge if you know your time, your place, your date of birth. So beautiful souls, I'm going to move on, I think, into the individual readings for each sign. So let's move to Aries. Aries, welcome to your monthly readings. Now, let's check out what's happening for you in this slightly intense energy, or possibly not so slightly. Right, instead of trying harder, try differently. Right, okay, Aries, this is a very powerful message for you as a starting point. Let's really hear this. Instead of trying harder, try differently. Now, this is aligning beautifully with the overall messages of the cards that we were just looking at. In fact, I'm now going to draw from the very same pack, the Art of Manifestation Oracle cards. These are my own cards, beautiful souls. Thank you, all of you who've purchased them. All of these things really help to support me and the channel. And I do give away a pack of these, a couple of packs actually every month in my prize draw. So check that out if you wish to. It's a subscriber offer. The links are below. Now, difficult emotions. Right, okay. We have difficult emotions. What else are we seeing here for you? Bless your past. Okay, what I'm seeing here, lovely Aries, is that there is still something kind of slightly haunting you a little bit from the past. Now, bearing in mind, it's like it's actually holding you back. It's not haunting you, it's holding you back. Now, it could be ingrained within you like an attitude, but it could even be something as simple. Do you know what's coming through is, I mean, this is a slightly personal thing. I was born on a Saturday, and I grew up being told Saturday's child works hard for a living. Now, I work very hard, don't get me wrong, because I love what I do. But nevertheless, I know that there are times when my life has been considerably out of balance, when I've been working. It's been all work and no play. And I've had to work at shifting that attitude, because it's almost as though some part of me as a child developed this perspective that somehow, unless I was working hard, I didn't deserve it. I couldn't just receive. And that's just a personal example, but there's something around this. There's something within you that is still quite emotionally charged, almost as if it sits in the very fabric of you. So like that belief for me. So I'm seeing something like this that's actually holding you back from being able to really move into like a kind of a new phase, really. Now, this card does say a useful tool to help us to let go of any emotional residue that's still clinging to us from a past experience is to bless your past. Whenever the memory of an event or person comes to mind, pause and say to yourself, I bless every aspect of my past, and I celebrate the contribution that it gave me in becoming the person that I am today. It's kind of really honouring your growth. So really holding that spiritual attitude. Let's draw an angel message for you as well. We ask about this moon month for my lovely Aries. Information for this moon month. Seeing two cards coming for you. Okay, compromise and within the next few weeks. Okay, so there's going to be some sort of a breakthrough for you. Let's move that over a little bit. So I think we can get those in. Within the next few weeks, compromise. Okay, so I think as we journey through this moon month, I don't actually feel like the compromise is immediate, interestingly enough. I think there's going to be a circumstance or a situation coming through for you in this moon month when there'll come a point when you're needing to bring something back into balance. Instead of trying harder, try differently. Now you may have to test a few things out or really do a little bit of deep diving to see where this is coming from, my lovely Aries. Some of you will know. But I think somehow as we move through this moon month, within a couple of weeks, a circumstance is going to arrive. Now think about the energy of this moon month. There are pockets of significant intensity with breathing spaces in between. I think the pockets of intensity are going to bring some things up that show up in your world, that highlight some stuff that you can let go of and put down, move beyond. Maybe even some stuff that you think, oh, not that again. But something maybe presses your buttons or shows up. You'll be able to navigate it differently rather than having a hard and fast kind of, this is how I'm going to do it. I'm reminded, actually, I have those cards in front of us here from the moon month of the Independence card. You know, independence is a wonderful attribute, but if taken to an extreme, it can border on isolation. Sometimes if we've been hurt or let down or trapped in a codependent relationship, we lose faith in others and we learn only to rely on ourselves. This card calls you to question this inner belief and to develop healthy, interdependent relationships with an equality of both giving and receiving. Now, this is really interesting because with the rune of standstill, I feel there could be something that is quite entrenched in you, whereby for some of you, this is a generic reading, so you know we need to take the messages that come through that resonate with you. If it doesn't, it's probably a message for somebody else. But the reality is, actually, for some of you, I think that you have become unbelievably self-sufficient, and when something doesn't kind of feel right, you swing from trying even harder to fix it, as if somehow it's all your responsibility, versus completely closing down and not actually letting anybody else help you, just closing down, moving backwards and just thinking, well, do you know what, the only person I can trust is me. I'm the one that I have to rely on. There's something of this pattern coming through. Now that's a message for some, not all, but I'm seeing that there is an opportunity through this moon month for something that has previously been a trigger point to be changed and shifted. You can see it differently, you can compromise, you can approach it differently. But rather than another oracle card, let's draw from a tarot pack and see what we're shown here. May we have guidance, information. We have the Eight of Swords. We have the Prince of Wands. Yeah, you can move this forwards. You can empower yourself. Look at the lion here. It's like something can finally be shifted. It's like the wheel can turn. We have the Five of Wands. What a beautiful Five of Wands this is. Something that has previously sort of almost locked you in battle. For some of you, it could be quite a slightly competitive situation. Maybe you feel either someone envies you or you're envious of them, and you would previously have locked horns around it or reacted in like an autopilot way. Aries, there's something that's going to show up that's going to enable you to overcome this kind of pattern. And this is going to benefit the whole year for you. You're going to be able to flow forwards, shifting a pattern. And look at this with another lion here coming through. There's so much empowerment coming to you. I do feel it's almost like a release of some sort. It may even be something that quite, do you know, I want to sort of say, Aries, that almost shocks you. But I don't think it's that it exactly shocks you. It's more that it's like you suddenly have a revelation. It's that sort of moment of enlightenment, that revelation of, wow, this has been present in all these situations and I didn't see it. It's like it's right at the root of something. And you get to shift it. I'm seeing this card here, the Tower. Yes. It breaks open. It's the breakthrough moment. And I'm seeing this card as well. The Hierophant. Okay. So, I think that's still not quite in camera. Let's shift these cards down. Right. Look at the dove here. This is like a release. It's like a healing. You find your strength. You find, you finally, almost like get to the root of something, my lovely Aries. And when you get to the root of it, I also feel you're able to maybe find some, not exactly forgiveness, but find your peace over something. That's really coming through as well. You uncover something, you find your peace in something, you're no longer affected by it, and it's an incredibly liberating experience. Now this could impact for some of you on, you know, relationships, personal relationships. It could impact on an attitude to in your working world or any area of your world. I suspect it will affect your whole world, because it's like one of those moments where the penny drops and something is completely lifted, and from that moment, because your energy is different, your whole world can unfold differently. I will be doing, I think I mentioned at the beginning, extended readings as always on Patreon, and we'll explore this theme within different areas of your world over there, but the message is clear for you. I'm actually going to draw an oracle card now. May I have a little bit more information on this, please, for my lovely Aries? It feels like it's divine awaken. I mean, you could not write it. This is you awakening. It becomes an awakening for you. I do feel it is one of those, look at the drops, the penny drops. It's a revelation. This is what's so fascinating in this moon month for you. It feels as though it really is a moon month of revelation, of insight, of something really profound that goes really, really deep. And you've probably had an inkling of it or been aware of it, but this is the point where the penny drops and you gain the clarity that means you can seriously move forwards. I mean, absolutely seriously move beyond it, away from it, no longer affected, free from something that previously you may have literally done battle with. Aries, I'm loving the potential here. This is an intense month. Energetically, there's no question of it. But that Aquarius energy that starts us with that new moon in Aquarius, that starts us with that higher perspective that's present throughout the moon month, I sort of feel like it's primed for you guys to really evolve, literally, and this will then affect all areas of your world. Aries, I feel this is your reading. I'm going to move to the extended readings, which will be on Patreon, where we'll explore it in different areas of your life. But truly, this is actually quite a moon month of blessing for you. It may not always feel easy, it may be intense, but the blessings within this, it goes back to problems and breakthrough. If you guys didn't check out the cards at the beginning of the month, the overview cards and runes, I would, suggest it may be really helpful just to check back in on that. They are in the timestamps. But this is exactly this attitude that we set, where we view everything from a perspective of anything that shows up that's a challenge. It's actually a breakthrough moment. And I really see energetically, Aries, for you, it really is. It's significant. And the strength, the empowerment, the breakthrough moment, the higher perspectives that come to you. You are upgrading, Aries. This is the deal. You are upgrading your energy, you are upgrading your presence, you are upgrading yourself, and this will flow into all areas of your world. It can't not, because it comes from the very core of you. Beautiful Aries, thank you so much for joining me today. Tons and tons of love. I am sending you just the biggest hugs, the biggest love, the biggest respect in the world as well. And I do look forward to seeing you for some other readings really, really soon. Tons of love, Aries. Taurus, welcome to your monthly readings. Thank you so much for joining me. So this is your first card. You are enough just as you are. So this is governing the kind of energy of your moon month. This is your first card. Let's draw from the Art of Manifestation Oracle cards. That's the ones that we also looked at for the overview for the month. And these are my own cards. You have miracles. Wow, how beautiful. Okay, now what else do we see? We have don't wobble. I'm seeing this one as well for you. Ground yourself. Okay, and also this one, take time out. Okay, so 4 beautiful cards for you, my lovely Taurus. So, how interesting, we have miracles and don't wobble and ground yourself and take time out. Now, these are all cards really that are suggesting or helping us to understand something of managing this really intense energy, it's intense energy coming in, basically. This is the deal for this moon month. There are pockets in between when you can ground yourself and ease off, take some time out. Right, what I'm seeing here is there's something going on in your world, Taurus, that is wonderful. It's a miracle. But I think you are experiencing something of some significant wobbles along the way. Now, there's a lot of guidance and advice here to you to ground yourself. Literally go outdoors, take off your shoes and find somewhere where it's safe to stand barefoot. Imagine roots growing out of your feet, traveling down into the soil beneath you, anchoring you with the nurturing energy of the earth. Now, actually, whatever is happening around you, Taurus, in this moon month, it really is a blessing. It's a blessing in disguise, okay? It's something that is really beneficial, but there's an intensity around it. Now, this aligns with the energy of the moon month. Let's just draw another card for you, another oracle card. May we ask for additional guidance for Taurus, please? Relax. Right. Try not to get stressed about it. I know that's hard when things are feeling very intense, but whatever is happening this moon month, it needs to happen. I feel like there's something quite significant for you that's taking place, my lovely Tauruses. Let's draw some tarot cards and see what else we're shown. And I want to draw an angel card as well. I'll do that in a moment. Okay, what is happening here for my lovely Tauruses? What's taking place that feels so intense? You have the Queen of Pentacles. Okay. The Five of Cups. We have Justice. Oops. Wow, lots of cards just suddenly flying out for you. Oh, we have a card from a different pack. How very, very interesting. I'm wondering how that found its way in. I'm actually going to use this card. How fascinating. It's different. Princess of Pentacles. Now, you have the Queen. You have the Five of Cups, the Justice card, and the Princess of Pentacles. Okay. Well, this is a younger energy. Right, something is coming into being in your world that is really needed. It's high time it arrived, okay, but it is making you wobble a bit. It needs to happen. You've wanted it. You've been trying to manifest it. Indeed, you have been very successfully manifesting it. King of Cups, how interesting. Seven of Cups and also 10 of Swords. This is a real breakthrough month where something that really needs to happen is going to happen. The outcome is very, very favourable, but the journey to it feels like it's a little bit wobbly. Again, coming back to that intensity. I do think you're going to receive help. I feel like this King of Cups, this is not your energy. What's happening is it's making you feel younger, okay? Try to hear this, if may I ask you to hear the language thoughtfully in terms of how this might resonate with you. In any reading, if something doesn't resonate, then it's probably a message for someone else. When I say younger, For some of you, it could be vitality returning to you after a period of feeling depleted. For others, it's younger in that you're feeling a little vulnerable, a little bit raw, or there are reminders of previous disappointments, something that hasn't previously worked out. But it's coming together, and I feel that you're taking, I almost want to say like a leadership role. It's really interesting that on the one hand, I think you are being heard, you're being seen. You're the one, in fact, within the scenario that is probably quite grounded. I think there may be other people around you who are equally wobbly. You're the one that kind of holds the vision in this. I think it's met. I do need to say that if any of you are looking for love, or you're in the early stages of a love relationship, or you are entering a new phase in a relationship where something had gone wrong and you're coming back together, I do think there's a strength that's coming through, that's building here. It's overcoming boundaries, or overcoming the inhibitions or the blocks that may, or the difficulty if there was a conflict between you. So something is being overcome here with the Justice card. And I do feel it's like high time, really. It's time this was sorted, really. Whether it's a dream coming in for you or a situation that needs to be repaired. I will be doing the big, I mentioned it at the beginning, the big deep dive extended readings over on Patreon, and I will be drawing cards around relationships. We'll do a whole other reading about it. But for now, lovely Tauruses, if you are in some early stage, I think it is quite emotionally intense at times, because these things are, but it's a miracle. Don't wobble. Whenever you have a wobble, try to relax and take time out. And if you're trying to handle something that's come to a head, try to relax and take time out. I am seeing some, yeah, it does feel like those ups and downs at the early stages of something, or when something is transitioning, perhaps to the next stage. So if this is an existing relationship, maybe it's upgrading to the next stage, and there are wobbles. Taurus, if you're sorting out a situation where there's been discord, there are inevitably wobbles, but I'm seeing it work out, a really big transformation here for you. Let's draw some angel cards for you as well, my lovely Tauruses. Yes, you are enough just as you are. This is what's being tapped into, actually. I use the example because I think for some of you it is relevant of a relationship. If this is the case, then it taps into the bit of you. It's like falling in love, isn't it, for the first time? And then you think, well, am I really good enough? Yes, you are. If you're fixing something, or you're navigating a challenging situation, which is actually ultimately a miracle, it's needed, you may be being made to feel, and I'm thoughtful of that language, because ultimately we all have a choice. We have conscious free will and choice, but it perhaps leaves you feeling like you're not good enough, or you're not getting it right. Perhaps if somebody is, or the situation feels very challenging, maybe any of you that are facing any kind of legal issues, you may be questioning whether, you know, what you need will come to you. It will. The miracle will happen. This is very interesting as well, because it does identify that miracles come in interesting, many different shapes and sizes. We tend to perceive miracles only when our personal desires are met, and yet when we look back, almost all of us will be able to recall a crisis or a challenge that ultimately proved to be a miraculous turning point and an extraordinary gift. This card asks you to see the miracles that surround you right now and in every situation. This is partly why I think your reading, Taurus, is really saying, look, ground yourself and make sure you take time out from the busyness of this, or the intensity of this, so that you can sort of relax and see it more clearly. Maybe ask for advice from your angels. Yeah, learn to say no. Learn to set the pace here. some of you saying no is saying no to yourself. That's coming through. There's something better. And listen to your intuition. Okay. Right. My lovely Tauruses, if you find yourself during this moon month, and we do know it's a bit intense, where there are any scenarios or circumstances where you are feeling as though you are being left feeling that you are not giving enough or you're not enough, where there's any form of disappointment, this is an absolute affirmation that you are absolutely good enough. You are amazing just as you are. Take time out and ground yourself. If you're experiencing any element of self-doubt, really give yourself a bit of a talking to in a way, and remind yourself that this is not the case. What I am seeing is that something does initially shift a gear. Okay, it's almost like something downsizes in order to then upsize. Okay, so there could be a stumbling block here. Something doesn't quite run to plan, and actually it's not because you've got anything wrong, so don't wobble. It's actually that it didn't run to plan, and there's a purpose to it, because something needs to come back into balance. Maybe you're giving too much, or you're doing too much, or you're investing too much too quickly. It's almost as though something needs to ease off a little bit. So rather than investing so fully in something, setting up some boundaries around yourself, easing yourself back, not trying to push forward so fast with something. Something needs to take its time here. Time is coming through here. Yes, and relax. Relax and recognize that this will emerge as it should. I want to say, biggest message coming through for you, Taurus, is don't try to force something or rush it through. Let it unfold as it should. Whatever this situation is, I do feel there is, for most of you, although we all have many different situations in our lives, I do feel there is a sort of quite big situation going on for you that is the predominant situation, or the priority, but you know, the thing that takes up most of your kind of airplay, really, almost. And the key here is not to try to force it. It's going to unfold as it should. It may feel like you're taking 2 steps forwards and then 3 steps back, but actually that's not quite the case. It is almost as if it needs to shift a gear. So if we think of the overall energy, if you haven't checked out the energy update, it might pay you to do so, beautiful souls, because we've got some quite intense pockets of energy, but there are little bits in between where there's like breathing space. And I feel that those pockets of energy, it can feel like stuff surges forwards and then we ease back again. I think with you guys, it might be really important in those surges of energy just to be very conscious of them and not to try to push anything too fast. Even if it feels like you really want to make it happen, or you want it to move forwards, just keep yourself in check, because there's something quite big going on for you each. It will be unique to you each, or this is what I'm hearing. Always in a reading, if it's not resonating, then it means the message is for someone else. But if this is resonating, there's something quite big in your life, and there'll be moments when you just want to push it forwards. Really remain grounded and try to ease back a little bit, because actually the energy is going to support you much better if you can remain quite steady through this, really centered in a place where you just know that you're okay. This will work out. It will trusting your intuition, knowing that your inner guidance is right. Also because with these surges forwards, where there's a sort of a drive to make something happen or to overcome something, sometimes when we're in that mode and we're in that energy flow, there can be a better solution or a better way of doing it, but we're not seeing it because we're so bound up in the energy of trying to push it forwards. So this is what I'm seeing for your moon month, my beautiful Taurus. Beautiful souls, I think that is everything I have for you here. I will be doing the big deep dive extended readings on Patreon, and you're very welcome to join me over there. Your reading is incredibly clear, lovely Taurus. I will be doing the extended readings where we'll look at kind of relationships particularly, and then also areas, the immediacy of your sort of material world, really, whether that's work, finances, careers, your home life, all the stuff that's immediately around you. We'll look in more depth at those two areas particularly in the extended readings today. And Taurus, I wish you an amazing month. Yes, there can be pockets of intensity, but really remain grounded. Know that you are amazing. Be balanced. Literally do take time out. You know, make sure you are relaxing, looking after yourself. Just remembering I was going to draw some extra cards around this King of Cups. Let me just do that, lovely Tauruses. Let me just do that. Let's draw some additional cards around the King of Cups. I do feel someone will meet you on equal terms if you say no. Maybe we just have a little bit more guidance and information about this. The Hierophant. Right, okay, you are going to be guided through this. I think somebody may actually step in, King of Cups, yes, and Prince of Wands. I think what you might find, beautiful souls, even if you're having a wobble, that someone will come along and sort of be a bit of a blessing. You know, when you meet the right person at the right time, or you have the right conversation in the right moment. Because of the overall intensity, relax, take time out, be balanced about whatever is the priority in your world, but somebody will definitely come in and assist you in finding the right way. There is something better, a better way of doing something, or a better way of approaching this. So yeah, that seems important. So I do think somebody will assist you, possibly in ways that feel a little bit unexpected, actually. So coming from a quarter where you wouldn't necessarily have seen it coming, or someone coming up with a little pearl of wisdom that you just didn't see coming. So beautiful Taurus, this is your reading. I've said all that I was going to say already and now added a bit more to it, but you know, I always feel if I'm feeling something, I need to just follow that through and go with it. Beautiful souls, thank you so much for being here on YouTube. Tons and tons of love. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, and all of the wonderful things that you do that help to contribute to this amazing community. Tons of love, Taurus. I look forward to seeing you for some other readings really soon. Hey Gemini, welcome to your monthly readings. Let's see what is being shown for you. This is your first moon card. You've got a wild card. Consider the advice of a friend, but make your own decision. Okay, so this is your sort of primary energy in this very interesting, rather intense moon month. Let's see what else we are shown. I'm going to use the Art of Manifestation Oracle cards as well. These are my own cards, actually. Ground Yourself, we have. And we also have Nurture. Okay. So there is quite an important decision for you to be making at some point during this moon month. That's what I'm seeing. And this would be one of those times when it's really valuable to run it past a friend, but ultimately it has to be your decision. Now we know that the energy is quite intense. We know there are some spikes of energy coming into this moon month. It's got an intensity about it. That doesn't mean it's negative. It's what we do with the energy. Consider the advice of a friend, but make your own decision. So you're needing to be grounded and also nurture something. I think this is a real possibility, a doorway or an opening for you. This is what's coming through. Whenever we sow seeds, however much we yearn to see them grow, we cannot force them to develop any quicker than nature will allow. But we can provide them with the best possible conditions to grow. Whatever you have initiated in your life, this card is here to encourage you. Be patient and nurture your relationship, idea, project with love. Okay, I feel this is one of those sort of hare and tortoise type energy moments, you know, when, you know, slow and steady wins the race. There is an opening in front of you. That is what I'm seeing. You're being gifted an opportunity here. Seeds have been sown, but I feel like there are maybe choices and decisions to be made along the way. it's almost as though you've sown some seeds, but you're now looking at how do you actually make this real? How do you move it forwards? And this is tying in actually with some of the other cards and runes that were drawn for the month. So to get to your harvest, you know, which pathway do you take? Yes, I feel that there's going to be, this for you will be a month where there's possibly not just a decision to make about which direction to go in, but more than one decision, more than one direction. Let's also ask your angels, what are we being shown for Gemini? So we have unlikely and reconsider. Ah, okay. So there's something you have been investing in that does need to be reviewed, lovely Geminis. Something you've started that will need to be, let's say, organised differently, but it hasn't panned out quite as you would have wanted it to. Something you've invested in already. So just ground yourself. This is not a disaster. It's not the end of the world. Going back to the cards we drew earlier, actually it's a breakthrough moment. This is one of those scenarios when a problem that shows up is actually there very specifically to create a different pathway for you, to assist you in moving in a slightly different direction. For some of you, a very different direction, but something that you've invested in is needing to take a new direction, to maybe even do an about turn. And there will be a new opportunity. I'm really hearing this opportunity in front of you. I think the opportunity is there through the closing a door to one thing and therefore opening a door to another. So something needs to be reconsidered, rethought through. May we please also see what we're shown here. May we have additional information for Gemini about this coming moon month, please. May we have additional information for my lovely Geminis. There is your card. Strength. Wow. Look at these. Look at this beautiful, these waves here. And the lightning coming down. Okay, so we have a stormy sea here. Beautiful, beautiful Geminis. The stormy sea is actually a blessing in disguise. You might feel like it's throwing you off course, but actually it's going to steer you in a direction that is actually much better for you. This is why you've got a wild card here. Now consider the advice of a friend, but ultimately make your own decision. Let's ask a little bit more about this. Let's draw some cards for you, my lovely Geminis. We're asking about this moon month. This is really the general reading for Gemini. I will be doing extended readings where we'll look at relationships and, you know, other areas of your world as well. Let's ask, consider the advice of a friend. What are you needing to reconsider here? Okay, so 10 of Swords. There is something that needs to come to its rightful end. Okay, it's basically past its sell-by date. It's not working. I'm seeing that really, really clearly. But like the lightning strikes here in the card of Strength, it's coming with purpose to steer you in a different direction. Let's ask, what is the advice of a friend? The Hanged Man, how interesting, and the 10 of Cups. Okay, now I will say this could relate to some issue of relationship for you. I will be doing relationships as part of the extended readings. You also have the 10 of Wands as well. So 10, 10, 10. We've got 10 of Swords, 10 of Cups, 10 of Wands. I mean, wow. You could not have a greater amount of completion energy here. Okay. You do need to reconsider something quite significantly. Maybe even literally, like, turn it on its head. Look at it from a different angle, my lovely Geminis. Ultimately, you're the one that needs to make the decision here. It's perfectly okay to consider what other people say, but this is absolutely personal to you. I feel like there could be an element of you almost like rushing around. Please excuse my language, but I'm going to say like a headless chicken. It just came through, and I don't mean it negatively, because we all do this, don't we? When we feel under pressure, or I do anyway, I'll speak for myself. I can run around like a headless chicken, going around in circles and not achieving anything and not getting to the outcome, because I've kind of like got myself, I've fired off really into some sort of momentum, but I haven't got clear about where I'm going with it to start with. And then rather than finding the solutions, I find myself going around in circles because my head's too busy. And it's got that sort of energy here. I think there's something that you're needing to reconsider, something that you've started, and for some reason it's not quite running to course. It's not on track, it's not on course. The key here is getting really still and really getting centered about what you actually want. What I'm seeing is what you want as an outcome, like a longer term goal as well. It may be that what you started looked very good on the tin, but it might not do what it says on the tin, if that makes sense. What else are we shown here? 5 of Wands. Okay. So I do feel there is a difficult choice potentially to make. However, in a way, my lovely souls, I don't think it is so difficult. The difficult bit is mainly because it's sort of something you thought you were doing the right thing, and then it didn't work out, and that's the challenge. It's not the actual choice to do something different, it's the facing the fact that something didn't pan out as you'd hoped. It's led you into stormy waters. Okay, so what might come from this now? Where might we go? So we have the Chariot. So there's actually, back to this opportunity here. This is absolutely a blessing, because the decision you make here, which is the one that's really right for you, or the outcome of this, by having to reconsider and having to take a different direction, the outcome I think is going to be really super good for you. It will get you back on track. May we please have, thank you very much, another card. Okay. We then have the Devil. Another card really of both liberation and completion. I mean, the Devil really asks us to let go of things that no longer serve us. I think we need a few more cards, my beautiful souls. How is this moon month emerging? I'm seeing, lovely Gemini, there's a personal choice to make. I also sort of feel like, consider the advice of a friend, that it is possible that a friend may be trying to sway you to do something that they think is the right course of action, but it might not be the right course of action for you. Let's ask about this friend. Consider the advice of a friend. May we ask about this friend, or the advice from somebody else, a third party. Okay, both came out in reverse. We have 3 of Cups and 7 of Wands. Okay, so I'm not seeing actually anything that really says somebody will give you bad information. But what I am seeing is that ultimately this is your choice to make, and yours alone, because it's too important. It's too personal to you. No one can make this decision for you. You know, when you would just love someone to wave a magic wand and make the choice for you, just tell you what to do. But you can't. You can't. You've got to be the one. You have to be the one to have that conversation, and you're the one that needs to make the choice and the decision. May I ask for a bit more information? We have the Death card showing up as well. The Hierophant. Actually, this is about you making a commitment to a certain course of action, okay? Something actually has to come to an end, my beautiful Geminis. Something has reached its natural point of there's nothing left worth investing in it. It isn't actually worth nurturing anymore. But something new will be. But in order to get to the something new that's worth investing in, you actually have to choose to let go of something first. Queen of Wands and King of Swords. How interesting. Yeah. This is about having the courage to make that choice. That's what this is all about, having a courage to reconsider and really look this situation or this circumstance or this person or relationship, look it straight in the eye. What's coming through is the card of independence and Isa, the rune of standstill. This is definitely the point of really looking long and hard at something that's tied you in, that isn't panning out as it needs to. And for sure, it's not perfect, but you will learn from this. So it's no biggie. It's no, I mean, it is a biggie. Here am I saying it's no biggie. Actually, I get the impression it is a biggie. It's a hugie. But on the other hand, what is being said here is that making the choice it's so important. It's so important that you make this decision. Something has to be let go of, released, because it's just not serving you anymore. It really isn't. It could be with the devil something like an addiction or a thinking pattern, you know, that's really causing you internal stress. It could be an actual person or a circumstance or something. Whatever it is, it will be unique to you. Obviously, this is a general reading, so if something isn't resonating, then it's possibly a message for somebody else, almost certainly, in fact. But with the Queen of Wands and the King of Swords, this is a really strong, decisive, make a commitment energy with the Hierophant as well. I actually think you know what you need to do. I actually think you really do know what you need to do. The challenge is doing it, because it's been feeling very stuck. But I do think you know what you need to do, Gemini. I don't think this is, you know, hanging around really. Four of Swords. Yeah. You may need to go to ground for a little while afterwards as well. I sort of feel like this would be one of those decisions where you make a choice, you make a decision because you needed to, and then you're going to need to replenish. Because it is a big choice that's taking place here, lovely Gemini. That's what I'm actually seeing here. Now, if you haven't checked out the Moon Month energy update, I would strongly recommend that you think about doing so. I've really pinpointed and highlighted key dates when the energy is really strong for surging forwards. Now for you guys, I think those surges of intensity will help you to make those choices and shift, move forwards. There are very specific days when it's like there's a really strong spike of energy. Use it. You can harness that because it will give you the strength to really push through some of those inhibitions that are stopping you from moving ahead. It may even be that some of you are not wanting to offend a friend or somebody else who's given you advice, but in all honesty, I genuinely think through and through you know what you want, and you know that something you're doing isn't what you want, and I know that I feel that you really do know that you need to draw it to a close and move it forwards. It's having the courage of your convictions to do so, lovely Geminis, and taking the power into your own hands. Geminis, this is your reading. This is what is coming through. I do think you can use this intense energy in a really, really wonderful way to harness this really and move things forwards for yourselves, and then replenish, and then take another step forwards and then replenish. Slow and steady wins the race. That was coming through right at the start, you know, so it's like making a bold decision, having the courage of your convictions, and then ease up and process the experience, and then take the next step that commits you on that pathway, step by step, my beautiful souls. But I do believe you know what you need to let go of. Lovely Geminis, this is your reading for the moon month. I will move on to the extendeds. I will be talking about relationships and other areas of your life, sort of perhaps work, family, home, the material stuff around you in more depth. But beautiful souls, I wish you a very empowered moon month, actually, beautiful Geminis, with the courage of your convictions and the absolute belief that you have the right to nurture yourself and to nurture the thing that is actually right for you, the decision that is right for you. Lovely Geminis, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing. Tons and tons of love, and I look forward to seeing you for another reading really soon. Hello, my beautiful Cancers. Oh, there is your first card. So your moon card for this moon month is, let us have a look. Full moon, when your fortune is good, share it. What a beautiful energy to start the moon month with, my lovely Cancers. Well, welcome to your reading. Thank you so much for joining me. Now, this is quite an intense moon month. That doesn't mean it's bad. It just means it's intense or has intense pockets, and the Aquarius energy to start with, of course, is fabulous. So what are we seeing for my lovely Cancers for this moon month? May we have guidance, information? I think it's those three. Okay, we'll use these cards first. These are my own cards. Thank you so much, all of you who have purchased them. Okay, that does really help to support me and the channel, so thank you. Okay, so opportunity, gossip and drama, and new beginnings. Well, powerful cards. So gossip and drama is quite a spiky card in its own way, really. It just says, you know, talking behind people's backs is one of the greatest producers of negative energy, with the potential to affect not only individuals but entire communities. Make a choice not to involve yourself in this. This card also asks that if you are unable to find anything positive to say, then please consider saying nothing. Okay, I feel with this in the middle that you're caught in the middle of something here. Okay, but you actually can choose to I sort of feel like it's a bit like water off a duck's back. You can choose to override it or disregard it in some way, shape or form. Perhaps partly because there is an opportunity around you here. You know, you've got good fortune coming in here, lovely Cancer. So it's kind of as though something just doesn't really affect you. It doesn't need to affect you in any way, shape or form, which is lovely. Let us ask your angels. This feels like, despite the intensity, it's almost as though the intensity is around you rather than yours, lovely Cancer. Let me see what else we are shown. We have look for a sign. May we please have more information for my lovely Cancers for this moon month? May we please ask for more information for my lovely Cancers? I think it is that one there. Okay, we have meditation brings answers. Okay. Now this is interesting because we've got a new chapter of life arriving for you. Shed, release, cleanse. Let go of obstacles, inner or outer, that prevent you from engaging in fully moving forwards. The time is right for a fresh start and a new beginning. And opportunities, though this suggests that opportunities may come in unusual kind of ways. Draw another oracle card. What is this? Can we have an indication of something around this new beginning? May we have an indication of this new beginning? I'm seeing this card for you. Remember. Okay. I feel like this is saying remember who you are. Lovely Cancer. Like, remember who you are at a level of soul. It is as if, I feel like you're rising above something, and somehow a new direction comes to you because you are rising, literally. I'm seeing you rising up like a star somehow. What is it that happens? Look for a sign, something coming in that gives you an opportunity for a fresh start, a new beginning in some part of your world. Now, we'll be doing extended readings. I'll be looking at relationships and then career, money, finances, your home, all the material and physical stuff around you. But let's see what we can see here first. Queen of Swords, Knight of Cups, it was in reverse, and Two of Pentacles. Okay. I think a sign is coming in quite unexpectedly, actually. I do feel there'll be a gift given to you. It could be resources, it could be money, but I do feel something or someone coming in with a gift that enables you to have some kind of a fresh start. It may be quite unexpected with the sign and that big bolt of lightning. Sort of coming, you know when something happens and it comes out of the blue, but do you know what? It's an opportunity. Whatever it is, it's an opportunity. Princess of Pentacles. We have Princess of Cups. Okay. Quite a lot of kind of abundant energy, really. Happening energy. And the Four of Pentacles as well. So something solidifies, something comes into your world, my lovely Cancers, in this moon month. So something comes together. That's a better way of saying it. Something lands in your lap and it comes together. It presents you with an opportunity, but I do think it comes as a surprise, which is a tricky one really, because we could draw lots more cards, but I don't know if they'll tell us, because a surprise is a surprise. But I do feel a surprise is coming your way, something unexpected. And this is really interesting, the Gossip and Drama card. I feel part of what this is showing us here, the message here for you, my lovely Cancers, is to ask you to not actually, although you want to share your good fortune, share it with great thought. So for example, this is a biggie, I suppose. I'm not suggesting that every Cancer in the world is about to win the lottery, but let's say hypothetically you won something. You win the lottery, or you win, I don't know, some kind of a prize draw, or something like that. For example, something unexpectedly is gifted to you. Share your good fortune, of course, but be very thoughtful about how you share it, who you share it with, because you could attract a lot of envy if you advertise it, walk down the street and tell absolutely everyone that you've just won the lottery. Then everyone is going to be knocking on your door, and some of them will be really worthy, but some of them won't. You know, you could have 20 scammers sitting on your doorstep, but you could also have 20 really amazing legitimate people, although I would say most legitimate people probably don't push to ask in that way. I just feel there's something of good fortune coming to you, and you're needing to be thoughtful. So share it, share your good fortune, share your love, share your joy, but also be very, very mindful to keep really firm boundaries. I'm seeing here, keep really firm boundaries and sort of contain things really. How interesting, Cancer. Looks like such an interesting month for you. So positive. Very interesting, because it is an intense moon month. But, of course, it would be pretty intense, wouldn't it? If something amazing lands in your lap, what do you do with it? You know, it's an intense point of decision making, really. Let's ask for a bit more information about this. Can we have more information for my lovely Cancers about how this opportunity might arrive? Let's look at these first. Okay, we have Knight of Swords coming in. Look at these lightning bolts coming in again. I do think something is coming out of the blue, literally. Lightning again, the Tower. It could be a piece of news, an important piece of information, but there is an opportunity for a new beginning within this information, okay? We have the Six of Wands and also the Five of Wands. It's not without its emotionality here. I know I kind of talked about a lottery win. Obviously that would be like a bolt from the blue. But for some of you, it could literally be like a message arriving or a piece of news. It could even come through some sort of gossip whereby you hear about something. It's quite life-changing. It's a life-changing piece of news, but it brings about opportunities and new beginnings for you. Even if there is an element of having to sort of take stock a little bit. Ultimately, this feels like one of those sort of opportunities that you might not perceive it. Obviously, if you win the lottery, you're going to know it's an opportunity of a lifetime. That's a given. But I think actually largely this is more likely to be an opportunity that comes in the form of some form of communication, or something arrives and you think, whoa, you know, this is life-changing information. You're now needing to take stock. There's an opportunity and a new beginning within this life-changing information. It's really important for you to get that and to see it and to have it. Six of Wands, again, there's going to be a lot to share, a lot to take forwards. You're going to be able to move things forwards in a really, really good way. I mean, this is a card of victory. So there's a really fabulous outcome to this, but it might be a little bit out of the blue, a little bit, like it might shake you up a bit when it first arrives. But my goodness me, there is a phenomenal outcome that comes from it. It's a really positive outcome. But in alignment with the intensity of things, Three of Cups, do you know, in many ways, I think it will bring people together. One of those scenarios where a piece of news arrives and everyone pulls together because of it. I do see there being some really, really good stuff coming from something. Five of Cups here. Got the Five of Wands and the Five of Cups. How interesting. So there really is a feeling of, it is like something that was unexpected. Maybe even a little bit emotionally challenging or disappointing, but you know, out of it comes something really amazing. This is one of those seriously phenomenal silver lining moments here. Resources come to you. It'd be like, almost like an inheritance. A bolt from the blue, something unexpected. I wonder if we can be shown any further information. I will, of course, be diving into the details a bit more in the extended readings. I'll be doing a reading about relationships to see how that fits for you, and then I will be looking at the physical circumstances, work, career, money, home, family, all that sort of, you know, the actual stuff around you. But let's try and find out more right now, my lovely Cancer. Can we ask what might be arriving, or how might something be arriving? Can we be given more information? See, Ace of Pentacles would suggest that there is either financial resources arriving, finances, money coming in. It could be energy. It could be assistance, but we're seeing something coming in. We have the card of Strength. And then we have the Six of Swords. I do genuinely feel for many of you it is either resources, as in money, finances, or practical help, but something that gives you the energy or creates a transition for you so you can move something forwards. And remember, when your good fortune is good, or when your fortune is good, share it. Yeah, I think you'll be able to distribute something here. You'll be able to give, you'll be able to both receive something and give as well. There's a transition here that is accommodated. It's like, so whether it is like energy, if you've been struggling with your health, you suddenly get your vitality comes back, or if you've been waiting for an operation, for example, suddenly it comes through and you get the date and it happens, and wow. But there's something that you can then share as well because of it. This is what I'm seeing. Wow, beautiful souls. This is lovely, my lovely Cancer. I'm not saying it's really interesting. It's a very interesting energy and flavour. I do feel there is an energy of almost like a shock or a sort of a, whoa, where did that come from? But it doesn't look like it's negative, because it's bringing in so much opportunity for you. So even if it is a communication that affects you in a particular way, the outcome is just, the outcome's great. I mean, I really don't know what else to say on that score. It really is great. My lovely Cancers, I think this is all I'm going to do for you in this reading. You're welcome to join me for the extendeds if you wish, but thank you for being here on YouTube. I think this moon month looks to me, for you, to be pretty powerfully positive. There will be the intensity, the pockets of intensity as we move through it. They're there for everyone. That's the incoming energy. But with you, I think it's bringing you something that can launch you forwards, actually, which is fab, really. Beautiful Cancers, tons of love. Thank you for being here. Thank you for liking, sharing and subscribing. Beautiful souls, I look forward to seeing you for some other readings really soon. Hello, lovely Leo. Welcome to your moon month video. Oh, wow. You are the first to get 2 cards from this pack. Okay. But that's what you have, so that's what you have, lovely Leos. So, both of them are full moon cards. Problems provide opportunities to grow and learn. Your own best efforts are all that's necessary to progress. Now, where should we put these? I'm going to put them down here, I think. And let's draw some more cards straight away. What is happening in this moon month, this very kind of quite intense moon month for my lovely Leos? I'm seeing that one and that one as well. These are my own cards. Thank you all, beautiful souls, for those of you who purchase them. It really does all help to support me in continuing to put lots of free stuff into the world. Okay, beautiful Leo. Open yourself to possibility. We have lack and outcome. How interesting. Right, now we know, if you have listened into the moon month energy update, you will know that this is quite an intense moon month. We start off with an amazing new moon in Aquarius, and the energy is really primed for kind of almost like higher knowledge, higher awareness. Now this is a card that says leading a spiritual life does not mean living in lack. It's like relinquishing, letting go of any blocks to receiving. This is also about not being too attached to a specific outcome. What I feel for you, lovely Leo, is that there's quite likely to be something going on around you that you could perceive to be a problem. Now, if you guys checked in with the cards that I read from the Manifest with the Moon diary, you'll know that the very first card and rune that came out was actually a card of problems and breakthrough. That recognition that something that shows up that we perceive as a difficulty actually turns out to be an absolute miracle, like a blessing in disguise. So I'm really seeing that there is an alignment with a breakthrough moment coming through for you. And you may not know exactly which direction to proceed in, or you may not be sure of what the outcome would be. In a way, you're being asked to sort of almost like trust, just trust that whatever is taking place, all you actually have to do is engage with the world one step at a time, and it's going to kind of pan out for you, lovely Leo. Let's see what your angels say about this moon month. Listen to your intuition. I'm seeing this one. Abundance. Okay, lovely Leo. May I just draw your attention to kind of, it's like, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not practicing, it's not like practicing the art of allowing, because I think you're going to be taking action, but it's like trusting that every every step of the way will be shown to you, and you don't need to know what the outcome will be. All you need to do is engage fully in the present and the journey. I feel like it might be a little bit like taking a little bit of a risk, but at the same time, there's quite a steady energy around you. Let's draw more cards. So I feel like there's a word like at the tip of my tongue, and I can't quite think of it. Yeah, your own best efforts are all that's necessary. All you actually have to do is sort of let the universe, remove blocks and let the universe guide you. I feel like this is a month of significant blessing for you, my lovely Leos, quite significantly. Like almost that surrender. That's the word I was looking for. That point of surrender when you just sort of think, do you know what? I'm just going to let this happen. I'm not going to try and make it happen. I'm just going to surrender to the universe. I will be active. I will be intuitive. But actually, I'm going to let the universe guide me. That is what the energy feels like for you, my beautiful Leos. Loaded with possibility, absolutely loaded with possibility. You have revisit. May we please have additional information for my lovely Leos. You're definitely returning and revisiting to something like a subject matter, something that you feel passionate about, that you've maybe disregarded or thought that it couldn't happen. Calm and request. Right, this is really interesting. When the word surrender kind of came through, it made me think about doing a vision quest, when you literally do just accept that you are going to surrender yourself to whatever you are shown, and you trust that the way will be shown. Whatever you need will be there. You'll be protected, you'll be guided. I feel like you are revisiting something, my beautiful, lovely Leos, that is kind of like an old dream or a cherished dream. Could even be a somebody, but you're revisiting something here. It's something that you used to feel very passionate about, but this time you're revisiting it in a very calm, kind of collected, gathered kind of way. And there is an opportunity here for you to just ask, to sort of get focused on what you want, open yourself to possibility, and sort of almost put your hands out and say, this is what I would like. This is something that I feel really passionate about. I've thought about it, I've shelved it before. And something is taking place in your world that creates an opportunity for you to consider doing something else, or consider doing something differently or more. Something else is ringing more with me than any of the other language. Let's draw more cards and see what this is showing you. So we have the Tower card. Okay, now this is suggesting that there will be something that comes along, something quite strong. It's a strong month of energy. We know there are some big spikes of energy coming in. Beautiful souls, if you haven't checked out the energy update before these readings, I would recommend it if you are interested in that, because I've given very specific dates where there are quite strong spikes of energy, and it's really worth being aware of them. Put them in your diary. Problems provide opportunities to grow and learn. So there's a kind of a Tower moment coming. Because of this, it kind of opens up a space of, oh, well, if this isn't going to happen, maybe I could go back to thinking about this again. It opens a space where you can revisit something that you actually once really desired or felt passionate about. And I think you can begin to see that you could make this real. It may even be that something that was in the way is removed. But I'm seeing genuine potential here, absolutely. Six of Cups. Revisiting something that you used to feel really passionate about, lovely Leos. We have the Queen of Pentacles. And we have the King of Cups. This is revisiting something you feel passionate about. It could be someone you feel passionate about. With the Six of Cups, we see a couple, two people together riding the unicorn. Something's going to come into your world, beautiful Leos, this moon month that creates an opening for you to revisit something that you actually once really thought might have some potential. What is different is you approach it calmly this time, whereas before maybe you weren't. And there is an opportunity, we have the card of Justice, to really contemplate, how can you make this happen? And I see you almost, you know, praying, and prayer is very powerful. Asking, could I please have this? Could this be brought back into my life in real terms? Can I experience this fully with abundance? Whatever this is for you. Now, in the extended readings, I did mention at the beginning I'll do extended readings. I will do two separate readings. One will be for relationships, in case this, what would be abundant for you would be love. But I will be doing, to be fair, we'll look at all aspects of relationship, and I'll do a second element to the reading as well, where we're looking at the sort of physicality, the material world around you, money, career, finances, your home, just what's going on around you. And that will be an extended reading. But I think there's a genuine opening coming to you. Curiously enough, I don't think it comes in a straightforward way, lovely Leos. You know, it could be something quite jarring or unexpected that rocks you out of a place of safety, but it opens up this window of opportunity here, and suddenly it's almost like, oh wow, do you know, that could actually be real. You start to revisit this something or someone that you felt passionate about, and now there's like there is a very big difference in the way that you're seeing this now. I think you've kind of grown up, you've matured a bit. You're not, whereas this was like a pie in the sky dream, or almost like an idealized version of what you'd like, but you didn't really believe it. I feel like now there's a kind of a sense of, well, this could actually genuinely be for real. This could happen. You know, I could actually choose this road if I wanted to. Well, this is just fascinating, my lovely Leos. It really is. How might this pan out? Strength. The Devil. And the Eight of Cups. I think you will potentially go away and debate this a little bit. Almost have to, it's not do battle with yourself, but like convince yourself that you can actually have this. You know, you'll want it, you'll desire it, you'll sort of believe that you can, but a part of you will be thinking, but can I really? Let's move these along. Let's draw cards all the way along here. Yeah, a part of you, I think, will be one of those, dare I believe it or not kind of moment, or, you know, those swinging a little bit. But in a way, I think the more that you think about it, the stronger your desire becomes, actually. The stronger your, oh, I really want this, the stronger your passions become. To the point where it's kind of almost like it's a point of no return, and that's the surrender energy again. Ace of Wands. I think it's that point of no return. The surrender was the right word, where you sort of almost surrender to your passion, your dream, and you think, actually, I've just got to go for it. I can't not do this. I can't not do it. I don't know what the outcome will be. I don't know how I'm going to handle this, but I've just got to open myself to this possibility. King of Wands. And you take action. It's kind of like, I can't pretend this is not happening. I can't deny it. I've got to go for it. Five of Wands. It's like a cherished dream that you're holding on to. Do you know, I don't think you'd ever fully let go of it. I think you sort of had got yourself into a zone where you felt like this would not be possible for you. I think you'll know probably what this is. If you don't yet know, then it's something will come along, this big tower moment. It's very imminent in this moon month. So I think we're talking about something happening fairly soon, quite frankly. But you're going to be holding, it's something you have held dear to your heart. You've never quite let it go, even though somehow the circumstances were never quite right for you to be able to have it. You've held it really close to your heart, but actually something happens to create this opening. And I think you debate it a little bit, but you reach a point, it is a point of surrender where you fully say to yourself, do you know what, I can't not go for this, I've just got to. Wow, lovely Leos, wow. Your reading feels really exciting. I'm not saying that the way it arrives might be easy or not easy. I simply voice it because we've got that problems card with the breakthrough rune that already showed up in the diary and the journal. It set the pace, which is interesting when we look at the energy for you, followed by which direction. You know the harvest is there, but which direction to go in? How do I do this? So I do feel this is the energy around you. I think for you guys, part of the process of this moon month is almost like working through this space within yourself where you actually dare to give yourself permission to believe that this could be real. And then it's kind of like the more you think about it, so the more it's in your head, the more it's there, the more you think, I cannot not do this. I have to do this. It almost becomes a compulsion because it feels so strong. And that's the point at which I think you then say, do you know what, I surrender to this, I'm just going to do it. What the hell, I'm going to do it. But it is interesting, isn't it? Very clear messages. Your own best efforts are all that's necessary to progress. What a lovely, gentle affirmation. I think you start off quite calmly, sort of asking maybe for a sign and asking for assistance, and then somehow the passion builds. Because it's quite an intense moon month, there are big spikes of energy, and you might find that you get these surges coming through in your world, lovely Leo, where you kind of think, it's like you try and put it down and then it comes back up again, and then it settles, then it comes back up again, to the point where every time it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and then you reach this point where it's kind of like no return. Lovely Leos, I think this is your reading for this month. I'm unbelievably excited for you. I can see the kind of progression of energy. I can see how it connects with the overall flow that we've spoken of, or I've spoken of in the moon month energy update. You're very welcome to join me for the extended readings if you'd like to look more into kind of either relationship or indeed work, career and that kind of stuff, and home, house, family. But beautiful Leos, thank you for joining me today. It looks to me to be quite groundbreaking is the word I want to use for you, actually, in some way, shape or form. I mean, it's just something that you ultimately can't put it down, which feels very alive, very passionate, full of fire, and just what is, just right for you and your energy, my lovely Leos. And look at these two beautiful lions here, and another lion here in the Strength card. But I mean, just look at that empowerment, that sort of, I know what I'm doing because this is what I need to do, this is right. Beautiful energy, it really is. Lovely Leos, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much, all of you who like, share, subscribe. Welcome to anyone new. It is an absolute privilege to read for you. I look forward to seeing you again for some other readings really soon, or for the extendeds. Tons and tons of love, beautiful souls. Lovely Virgos, welcome to your moon month readings. Let's have a check out and see what is going on for my lovely Virgos. So you have a new moon card. When you ask for help with an open heart, it will come. What a lovely energy. And of course we do have a Virgo full moon in the middle of this moon month, so very big moon for you, my beautiful souls. Now let's draw an angel card for you first and see what we are shown for my lovely Virgos. I'm seeing this one. Success. Wonderful, lovely Virgos. Okay, but you are potentially going to need to ask for help with an open heart. Let's draw some Art of Manifestation Oracle cards. These are my own cards, beautiful souls. Thank you so much, all of you who've purchased them. I'm very appreciative of you. It all helps to support the channel, and I hope you truly are enjoying them. Okay, we have open yourself to possibility. We have new love. Oh, lovely Virgos. What is happening? Now, clearly this is a general reading, so the messages will be, you know, that come through will be completely right for some of you. And if it's not right for you, if it's not resonating, it's probably a message for someone else. But success. When you ask for help with an open heart, it will come. Open yourself to possibility. There is new love. Now, this could be a genuine love interest for you, a new relationship, but it could also, of course, be love of something. Intention as well. This is really interesting because this is about being focused. Intention is a focused thought. Prayer is a focused thought. Worry is also a focused thought. Notice the predominant thoughts that you hold in your mind, because these are actually sending a request into the universe. If necessary, consciously make adjustments to your thinking patterns. How interesting. How interesting, my lovely Virgos. Let's draw another card and see what we are seeing here. I'm seeing two coming through, nourish and flow. I think you literally have to nourish the ground for your own deliverance, and then something is going to flow. I think you need to be prepared to ask. You need to be prepared to really hold your focus, really believe in your success, and literally open yourself to receive. Let's draw some tarot cards and see what else we are shown, my lovely Virgos. It's interesting because it's a very intense month, actually. Aquarius new moon is setting the pace for higher perspectives. When you ask for help with an open heart, it will come. I feel like your whole reading is all about believing in possibility, believing in success, my lovely Virgos. And with your full moon, I guess it's going to show up anything for you that might actually not be, well, that might be blocking you. See these two as well. Okay, let's look at these first. What do we have for my lovely Virgos? So we have the Two of Wands. So there is an opening in front of you. Then we have the Nine of Wands. But it's not as straightforward as... It's not like somebody just opening a door. You've almost got to be prepared to commit to wanting it, commit to having it, commit to doing the work you'd need to make it happen. New love. So I'm seeing relationship, the energy of relationship around you. This is kind of one, excuse me, one of those scenarios when you've actually got to step up, Virgo. Okay, definitely. You've got to step up to achieve success. Ace of Swords, and then we have the Prince of Wands. This is really, really clear, my lovely Virgos. This reading is kind of saying, look, if you want something, you can have it, but you've got to reach out and ask for it. You've got to believe. You've got to hold that intention. You've got to genuinely believe in this possibility, and you've got to actually step up. You've got to take an action that is decisive. Even if you're having a wobble, you've got to do it, and you can get success. And all you have to do is really believe, nourish the ground for your own deliverance, and ask for help. It will flow, but for it to flow, you've kind of got to be a very active participant here. Can't sort of sit back in the armchair and sort of assume it will happen. It's not going to happen unless you kind of make that happen, my lovely Virgos. But make it happen you can. I mean, having the Ten of Pentacles sitting beneath the energy of new love, this card actually says, let me read it to you. The energy of new love is around you. Sometimes if we have been hurt within relationship, we retreat, afraid of being hurt again. This card brings a clear message and is an indication of your readiness to embrace love and begin a new relationship. It is safe to reach out. This is holding your intent. this moon month looks like it's loaded with success for you, lovely Leos. It really does, which is very interesting because it's quite intense. Now, intense doesn't necessarily mean negative, but intense nevertheless is intense. Let's see how this might pan out. Can we get a little bit more information for my lovely Virgos, please? Your reading feels really quite clear-cut in comparison to some of the others, my beautiful Virgos. It literally does feel like, well, if you want it, ask for it and then go for it. But of course, it's not always that easy, is it? Strength. Okay, so you're going to need to find the strength to actually believe and to do this. Okay, you have Princess of Cups. I do feel like if you ask for help, I really do. I feel like if you ask for help, it will come. Literally, some sort of sign. It may come in an unexpected way. We've got the Chariot. Yeah, but something will move forwards. Now, the energy this moon month, if you haven't checked out the energy update, I strongly recommend it. It's coming in with some big spikes, like surges of energy. I'm almost sort of seeing you sort of steadying yourself, anchoring yourself, my lovely Virgos, sort of like anchoring yourself, thinking about what it is you actually really, really want, focusing your intention, asking for help, getting some sort of direction, some sort of energy, some sort of help, surging forwards, and then back to sort of, right, okay, let's just re-anchor ourselves again, let's refocus ourselves again, let's ask for help again, and then the next intense spike of energy or the next surge of energy comes in, and the next step or the next doorway is opened for you. The next step to success is opened for you. Seven of Cups. I feel like the more you do this sort of rhythm of, okay, let's get anchored, let's focus our intent, let's ask for help, we receive help. It's almost like the more you do this little cycle of steps, the more confidence you get about the fact that it's working. That's what I'm seeing, Virgo. Yeah, absolutely. The more confidence you get, and it kind of means you can kind of rise. So previous disappointments and things that haven't worked for you, it's almost like you begin to locate your North Star. You can begin to rise again. You can begin to, it's like beginning to believe. It feels like a moon month, lovely Virgos, where you can find that belief again in your capacity, your ability to manifest, your ability to move something forwards, your ability to ask for help and receive it. Like there's a different kind of, there's a big shift in energy to this space of possibility. I do feel it comes in surges with this anchor point in between, but that's no bad thing. When you ask for help, it will come with an open heart. Lovely Virgos, I'm loving your reading. It's actually very straightforward. The energy of your reading is extremely straightforward. How marvellous. Now, I am going to do extended readings, as I mentioned earlier. I will be doing an extended reading about relationships. So for those of you that are genuinely looking for new love, that may interest you. We'll draw a few more cards here first. And then I'll do a second reading. I'll probably do 2 readings in the extendeds, I think, today. One will be about love, relationships, and one will be around just, you know, the physicality, the stuff of your world. House, home, family, career, job, money, that sort of stuff. But yeah, given that the energy is so supportive of you, Virgo, so supportive of you, let's draw a couple more cards from your angels. It just does. It feels like your angels are 100% behind you. May we ask for additional guidance or an affirmation, please, for my lovely Virgos. Okay, we've got get more information and within the next few weeks. Let's draw some more cards on this. Get more information. What is this about? And then what other outcomes are shown here? Ask for help from others. When you ask for help with an open heart, it will come. Okay, right. So I'm seeing you navigating into this sort of territory of discovery, of openness, and of discovery that you can actually have stuff, my lovely Virgos. And it feels wonderful, step by step, your confidence building. However, you are going to need to ask for help, and you can get more information to assist you. So it's not just asking for heavenly guidance. That you can do anyway. You can ask the universe and then, you know, be shown the next steps to take. But you can also ask in a very practical way for help from your friends, from your family. You know, if there's someone you like, for example, you could ask somebody, you know, do you know if they like me? You know, get some more information. You know, if you're looking for a new career pathway, or you think that there's a company that you might like to approach and you know somebody who knows someone that works there, go ask for some information, get some help. I just feel that the more you are reaching out and being active, the more your confidence will build, and you will realize that the more you are active in your manifestations, the more is going to come actually right back at you, which is absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Let's draw just a couple more cards and see what else we are shown. Justice. Yeah, I feel decisions can be made quite quickly, actually, if you follow these kind of steps. It's very pragmatic, your reading today, actually. Knight of Swords, absolutely. If you follow these steps, I think things will really sort of like come together. This feels like you're almost creating your own window of opportunity, because you become an active participant. You're not just sitting back. You are focusing on what you want. You're prepared to receive. You're remaining focused. You're asking for help, whether that's for divine guidance, or also in a real practical way from people who you know and who love you. And, you know, then the help arrives. Well, I think it's super lovely you're reading, wonderful Virgos. Beautiful souls. I think this is all we need to do for today. Have an amazing moon month. Despite the intensity of the moon month, I feel that's working in your favour, because I think there's going to be breakthrough moments in those pockets of intensity where you can be pushed actually to do a bit more, to step out of your comfort zone. So I think it's going to work for you, my lovely Virgos. Beautiful souls, have an amazing moon month. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, and I look forward to seeing you either in the extendeds over on Patreon or in another reading here on YouTube very soon. Tons of love, beautiful souls. Hello, my beautiful Libras. Let us see what is happening for you this moon month. Your first card, you have a full moon card, and it says your own best efforts are all that's necessary to progress. This is your first card. Okay, lovely Libra. Your best efforts are all that's necessary to progress. So let us see, what do your angels have to say about the coming moon month for you? We know it's going to be a bit forgiveness. We know it's going to be a bit intense, potentially. So we have a card of forgiveness as well. I'm hearing that this may also be forgiveness of yourself as well, not just about forgiveness of others, but Libra, what I'm already hearing through these cards is that you've been giving yourself, I say a hard time, I think you've been putting yourself under pressure. That's what's really coming through here already. Let's see what else we have. This is coming through for you. Wow, a lot of cards, and I'm going to go with all of them actually for you, beautiful souls. Beautiful souls, these are my own pack if you're new to me, and thank you all of you who've purchased them. It really does all help to keep the channel healthy, thriving, happening. So choices and decisions. Okay. Giving and receiving. Okay. Release negative habits and release the past. Then we've got outcome and let go gracefully. Right, your messages are coming through really clearly already, lovely Libras. So, curiously enough, I do think there is some forgiveness of the past, but of others, but there is forgiveness of yourself as well. I do feel you've been giving yourself a hard time, doing quite a lot of soul searching and kind of questioning whether you could have done something differently or whether you created a situation, which is partly the kind of self-doubt that is left with us when somebody has behaved not terribly well. I also think you do know in your heart of hearts that somebody has behaved not terribly well. So it is time to release the past and any kind of thinking habits around you that are stopping you from, it's almost like having the freedom to move forwards. Let go gracefully. I feel like stuff is popping up in your mind, you know, constantly. It says here, if I read you the information, the choices that we make today are defining the shape of our tomorrow. And so it's hardly surprising that we sometimes worry about making the right decisions. Do not shroud your mind in the fog of uncertainty. Just as you have choices today, you also have choices tomorrow and the day after. Be assured that you can always change course again. I sort of feel like at the moment, because of stuff that has happened in the past, I think you are sort of doing the soul searching that causes you to try and really think about where you went wrong. Now that's amazing because you are taking responsibility for yourself and your position. But I also think it's been leaning into a space where you've been kind of giving yourself quite a hard time, to the point where it's closing you to receive. Because if we're really anxious about making the wrong decision, or we feel we got it wrong, it blocks things from coming in. Now, there's a real need for you to get a balance of giving and receiving in your life, and to let go of anything that's almost become like a habit. So maybe there are times when you get an invitation to go out and you don't go out, you stay at home because it's safer, or it's easier to be a giver than a receiver. You know, actually you're looking after others rather than taking care of yourself. There are some habits here to let go of, lovely Libra. And I also feel that with the outcome card, again, this comes from past experiences, actually, lovely Libra, that there is a point when I think we can become very attached to a specific outcome, and part of it is actually just trying to remain sort of in control in order to stop things from going wrong again. And I do feel there's almost like a little bit of quite tense energy around you. Now, Aquarius is a beautiful new moon to be releasing these kinds of things, to rise above, connect with your higher self, see the bigger picture. And that includes that very caring forgiveness of yourself. Okay, let's draw more cards for you, some more oracle cards. Here we have guidance and advice for lovely Libra. What is happening in this moon month for my lovely Libras? Now, we know it can be a little bit intense. Transition, perfect. Okay, I'm seeing, it's actually that one and that one. We have forgive again and relax. Okay, lovely. Okay, what we're seeing is that you can, in this moon month, sort of release these thinking patterns, let something go. Let something go that has really sort of almost plagued you. Now, for some of you, it's a very recent event. And for others, I just suspect it's also something quite recent, but it goes back to previous experiences. You may have come here karmically, almost, layer upon layer upon layer, to be dealing with this kind of stuff. But it really is time to sort of let something go. It's actually about releasing yourself and liberating yourself is what's coming through here. From having to constantly be the fixer of everything, constantly be the one that holds it all together, constantly be the one that is giving, but often to the point where things are out of balance. You're being called to bring something into balance here. I do think there will be forgiveness of others, but it is interesting. Forgiveness, I also think, does not mean that we acknowledge that the way somebody behaved was okay. Forgiveness means we sort of forgive them at a level of soul. We just recognise that they're, you know, at a low vibrational age and stage of their development. You know, they're unaware, they're not conscious, or if they are conscious, you know, there's a sufficient lack of soul. Maybe there's soul loss within them that causes them to be able to behave without a conscience. So this is really the area that we're talking about here, Libra, and it feels as though it will be, for you, very liberating. Now, bearing in mind it's an intense month, it could mean that these kinds of things are uppermost in your mind, or sort of float back into your mind, and then actually, if you think of them as floating back in, or even possibly charging back in for some of you, but we'll draw tarot cards to see how this is happening. I think we're then talking about if something floats back in or lands back in your mind or your life, it's actually so you have the opportunity to say, do you know what, I'm not carrying that anymore, not my responsibility, therefore I'm letting that go. What you do is you know, your actions are not my responsibility. I can choose not to be involved in that low vibrational energy. Let's draw your tarot cards and see what we are shown. Okay, we have King of Swords. You're being called to be very decisive, my lovely Libras. Really clear-cut about this. This is one of those times when your mind can really be an ally. And I don't mean the bit of your mind that wanders down negative thinking territory. I'm talking about the part of your mind that is active and conscious in the now. The active, and you know, we have different bits of us. I always think it's really valuable to notice this, actually. Your mind is something that you can be in charge of, very much in a conscious, here and now, mindful kind of way. It's the same with emotions. Emotions in the present moment are there to assist us, but emotions are like energy in motion. They're not there to dwell in us, to keep going over and over something that felt bad. They are there to tell us about something in the here and now, to assist us. It's like they're a navigational tool. When your mind and your emotions work together, it's a very, very empowering perspective. I wrote a book about this, and I worked with people. I was a counsellor, a psychotherapist, so I can really genuinely tell you this really is at the core of self-empowerment. I'll put a link to the book in the description below, actually. It's called Mindfulness Meets Emotional Awareness. Now, I think this is a time when your mind in the present moment can really take charge of the part of your mind that on autopilot wanders into negative thinking patterns. So it's a time when your mind can be your ally, and so indeed can your emotions, because there's a difference between absolutely that your mind wandering into past territory and your emotions are the same. Sometimes we feel rubbish about something that we're going over and over and over from the past, as opposed to feeling it now, trusting it. It's letting you know that you need to respond to something right here, right now. Like feeling anxiety or fear of when you're talking to somebody for the first time. Well, that's a really big signal. Listen to it. That person's probably not someone you want to hang out with. You know, there are clues here that are really important. Sorry, I'm waffling, but I do think it is relevant to you, lovely Libra, about defining what's relevant for you to hold on to now, and what you need to let go of. Absolutely. 10 of Swords. This is a card of letting go. It's a card of endings. It's a card of releasing. We have, oh, look at this. What a shift in energy. Now, I know this new moon carries the potential to really assist us in creating a shift. The moon month itself has quite a lot of intensity in it. But I think the intensity is part of for you, especially lovely Libras, for you to sort of acknowledge something and release it. Acknowledge something and release it. And every step of the way is taking you further towards something that you desire. It's like your energy needs to be free and cleansed of stuff that has previously happened, and where the reverse is showing me the card of the Star. I'm just going to bring that up as well. Really caught sight of that, brought itself into my attention. So what we have here is a beautiful movement forwards, a magnificent shift. We have the 10 of Pentacles here. This is the card of abundance. It's the card of happy families, of dreams come true. And the Queen of Pentacles she's so solidly embodying self-care and self-knowledge and self-awareness. You know, she knows how to look after herself, you know, physically, mentally, emotionally. I always feel she's got a strength about her that comes from knowing who she is. And the Star card, this is all about hope. I feel like this is a moon month when you get back on track. That's what we're really seeing. You're realigned with your own North Star, something that came in and almost like invaded your headspace. I mean, I probably did literally physically invade your space, potentially, physically, emotionally, mentally, taking you back to stuff. Something came in and I think it dissipated or dislodged your energy. Now what we're seeing here is a magnificent, literally this is a month of magnificent shift. The intensity of the energy, I suspect, as it flows in and out, it's like an ebb and a flow, quite big waves coming in, but then they, you know, retreat on the beach. If you were sitting on a beach, that's how I'd be seeing it. I think when those big waves come in, they're actually part of the intensity is to cleanse you, lovely Libra. I think the energy is really, really working for you. Just because energy is intense, it doesn't mean it's negative. And for you, I think this is about cleansing and releasing of the past. Beautiful souls. I sort of feel this is what I have for you, lovely Libra, here. I'm going to be doing extended readings, as mentioned before, on Patreon, and we'll be diving into two kind of readings, I think, relationships and also then the kind of immediate circumstances, the physicality of your world, the practicality of your world in a second kind of reading. Because we have the Ten of Pentacles here, I'm seeing happy families. If some of this stuff connects to family history, lovely Libra, I think you'll be able to sort of resolve something within yourself. And I'm also conscious, speaking of doing a relationship reading, of this. We're seeing a happy couple here. So if there's something that's come into relationships or love for you, then, you know, we'll explore that further. But it feels, again, we're looking at a shift here, a major shift. Maybe just have a sneaky peek ahead into the future, maybe, because when you shift your energy, everything else transforms. So what are we looking at? Ace of Cups. That's beautiful. And the Chariot. Wow. Okay. So I'm actually seeing in your future, when the shift occurs, what we're seeing is something that speeds up very quickly. So we have love with the Ace of Cups. Now this could be love of life. It could be literally love, you know, intimacy, a relationship. It could just be, you know, love of yourself, self-love, self-care. But the shift is creating an energy, I could almost say upgrade, but it doesn't feel like an upgrade for you, Libra. I feel more like a cleansing and a releasing so that you are free to move forwards, free to receive. This is what I'm seeing here. And it feels very magnificent, actually. I'm going to leave it here. You're very welcome to join me in the extended readings, beautiful Libras. Thank you so much for being here on YouTube, and thank you for liking, sharing and subscribing and all the wonderful things that you do, the comments, giving back through the super thanks. Libra, it's a joy to read for you and a privilege. And if you're new to my channel, welcome, and I look forward to seeing you for some other readings really, really soon. Hello Scorpios, welcome beautiful souls to your moon month readings. I am seeing this card showing up for you. Let's have a look and see what is being shown for lovely Scorpios for this moon month. Every journey begins with a small step. New moon. Okay, so what step is going to be taken for my beautiful Scorpios this moon month? Something very much about taking, initiating something here. So lovely Scorpios, let's ask your angels what we are shown. We have it's up to you. Okay, right, choices and decisions coming through here. I wish to get a second card from this pack too. Remain positive. Okay, lovely Scorpios, it's up to you. Remain positive. Okay, we have these two coming through. I'm also seeing this and actually that one too. And also this. Beautiful souls, these are my own cards, and thank you so much all of you who've purchased them. It really does help to support me and the channel, so bless you all. Okay, take your time. Right, first step to take towards something that you really want to do. A little bit of a wobble going on, okay, but take your time. Believe in yourself. Excuse me, lovely Scorpios. Believe in yourself. You are important. Ground yourself. Bless your past and mistakes. Okay. Right. Right, lovely Scorpios. Mistakes. This is a card I'm actually going to read to you, lovely Scorpios. If you feel you have made a mistake, or indeed someone else has done so with impact on you, please do not feel bad about this. Treasure and value your mistakes and those of others around you. They are the cutting edge of our personal growth and evolution. Lean into the learning and celebrate your openness to grow. I feel like you're taking some sort of step that feels, even though it's like a little step, it feels like a big one. There's something to approach, something that you're embarking upon. And what I do feel is that there are some sort of wobbles around you that stem from the past rather than the present. Now, this is an amazing moon month. We begin with the new moon in Aquarius, which sets the pace for higher perspectives, but we then have quite a lot of intensity. Now, intensity doesn't mean negative, but if you are feeling like you're wobbling a little bit, intensity can feel quite challenging. Let's see what else we are shown here. This is all about believing in yourself, Scorpio. The whole energy for you is about believing in yourself, taking one step at a time, picking yourself up, believing in yourself, honouring where you want to go, looking forwards, looking ahead rather than looking back. Ooh, strength. Yeah, having the strength to take those small steps. I'm really hearing small steps. I feel some of you have been in deep water, perhaps, or just had quite a lot of turmoil to contend with. And unexpected, some of them, yes, impulse. Some of those things have been quite unexpected and almost caused you to sort of react to something, perhaps because you've had to. I think some of you have literally had to respond or react to circumstances that you weren't expecting. Okay, it's now time to nourish yourself, to sort of cocoon yourself, to ground yourself. Yes, to move forwards, my lovely Scorpio, but not in leaps and bounds, just in small steps, one at a time. I think that there are quite big there's an energy of quite big expectations around you. Possibly those expectations are being placed upon you by you. Okay, this card is a request for you to literally ground yourself. Go outdoors, take off your shoes, find somewhere where it's safe to stand barefoot. Imagine roots growing out of your feet, travelling down into the soil beneath you, anchoring you with the nurturing energy of the earth. Slow down. I feel you can take the steps you need to take, and I think you're aware of what the steps are actually, Scorpio. I don't think I'm talking about something new. I think you're fearful of making mistakes and you're fearful of getting it wrong, and these kinds of fears, that they are rooted in the past. Stuff has happened. I think some quite unexpected stuff has come into your world quite recently, and you've had to respond quite quickly to it, and it's taken up a lot of airplay, and it's also depleted your energy. And I think your energy was possibly a little low anyway, just as you thought you might be replenishing. But actually, I'm not seeing anything really negative here, lovely Scorpios. This is about taking your time and re-establishing. It's like pulling yourself back together, grounding yourself, re-establishing where you're at. And taking it literally step by step with a great deal of kindness to yourself, if at all possible, my lovely Scorpios. Okay, may we have information for my lovely Scorpios. 6 of Swords, lovely. Look at the imagery in this beautiful card. The Six of Swords is all about moving forwards. And I'm seeing you being guided. You have these orca whales here, and here you are cocooned in a beautiful Inuit canoe. How wonderful. What this card is telling me is that you are going to be moving forwards. You don't have to strive, battle. It's like the current, the tide is going to take you where you need to go. I feel like you're needing to replenish from something. Okay, replenish your energy. You'll be guided and supported. Absolutely. Things have already come to a head, and there's going to be a shift in energy. We have the card of Judgment. There are decisions to make around you, that's true, but don't put yourself under pressure. We then have the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is a very steady energy. It's very earthy. So ground yourself. If you need to make some choices and decisions, which I'm seeing that you will need to during this moon month, sort of trust that you're being guided. Try and relax into this rather than being impulsive. Just get still, sleep on it. There's no need for you to make any impulsive, fast decisions. Decisions need to be made, but just take it again one step at a time. Open each door, investigate each avenue. Don't put yourself under any pressure. You've been under pressure, and I think it's taken its toll. We have the Star card, which is beautiful. You're going to get back on track in this moon month. This is the lovely realignment of energy that the new moon in Aquarius is bringing. A big shift in energy. If you haven't yet watched the moon month, you know, before these readings that I've recorded before these readings, it might well be worth you doing so. There are some very intense pockets of energy, but they're not necessarily, this is not necessarily negative. Intense doesn't mean negative, but we could interpret it that way. What I feel is that those intense moments are probably moments where if you get still, my lovely Scorpios, you'll be able to see the answer. It'll be shown to you, and then you can proceed in the pockets in between where things are a little more steady. You can then proceed in those steady bits. So for you, I think, Scorpio, the energy is suggesting that those intense pockets are points of evaluation. They hold a very different energy for each different sign. It's fascinating. So it's worth watching your rising sign and your moon sign if you know them as well, beautiful souls, because, you know, it's quite fascinating how this energy is coming through. But you're going to get back on track. Find your compass. Yes. You'll be guided. Even though the Hermit is quite a solitary energy, it's also, again, it's suggesting to me that you need to consolidate your own energy. I sort of feel rather than being out and about and the life and soul of the party, this is a moon month where you need to nourish yourself. There are decisions to make, but as I said, these spikes of energy will actually be points of really good evaluation for you, with a lot of replenishing in between. And you'll be guided. You're simply going to sort of move along gently. By the end of the moon month, I think you'll look back and think, wow, I've come a long way, even though I didn't feel like I did tons of stuff. You'll suddenly realise you've actually come a long way. Most of the underlying energy for you is not just about coming a long way in a pragmatic, practical way. In external events, it's actually within yourself. It's actually getting yourself, pulling yourself back together, replenishing your energy, letting go of the past, releasing things and being free to move forwards. It's all about relaxing and calming down somehow. Seven of Pentacles, absolutely. You know, choices and decisions do need to be made. Excuse me. Absolutely. But look at this, just get still. Exactly what you need is going to sort of come to you. The more still you are, the more progress you'll make, my lovely Scorpios. Very interesting. Some of the other signs, it's go for it. But with you guys, it's you are going for it, but it's different. This is about replenishment, realigning your energy, and actually you will arrive at exactly where you need to be. But you're not going to have to make the effort to make it happen. It's about literally kind of going with the flow, trusting in the universe and letting the energy flow align with you and take you where you need to go, showing you the way. I almost feel like this is the universe bringing you in a recovery package for some of you. That will be relevant to some, but not all. Lovely Scorpios, this is your reading. I will now move to extended readings over on Patreon. You're welcome to join me if you wish. I will be doing sort of two kind of readings over there this month. One about relationships, love, but also platonic relationships generally. So messages about your relationships overall. If you're having a work relationship, you can apply the messages to that too. And also then kind of continuing with the general reading, but looking at the physicality of your world, your home, your work, the environment that you're in. So two kind of readings over there as extendeds, and beautiful souls, I'm sending you all the love in the world. Thank you for being here, Scorpio. I look forward to seeing you for some other readings really, really soon. Wonderful Saggies, welcome to your moon month readings. Now, what is happening for the coming month for my Saggies? Have confidence that you can make progress. New moon energy. So this is your first card, my lovely Saggies. Let us see what else we are shown. Have confidence that you can make progress. Okay, let's ask your angels. May we have guidance and information. I am seeing that card coming through for you. Meditation brings answers. Okay, have confidence that you can make progress. What I'm seeing here already, Saggies, is that the answers to the steps you need to take will come far more through getting still and being open to receive guidance than they will through pushing ahead. I'm not saying you won't need to also potentially take action. Okay. But you may also need to wait. Right, I'm just going to follow through another card from this pack as well. I think you might be the first pack that has had 3 angel cards coming through for them. But that's what I'm feeling we are being shown. Okay, we have reconsider. Okay. Okay, so there is something around you. You're moving something forwards. But you are being asked to be very thoughtful around it rather than rush ahead. Now, if you've just checked out the moon month update, the energy update, you'll know that there are some quite intense pockets of energy coming in. So what I think this means for you, my lovely Saggies, is that you might find at times that you're wanting to strive and push ahead with something. And actually, your reading is suggesting that you actually press the pause button, get still, because pushing ahead might mean rushing into something too quickly. What else are we shown here? Maybe have more guidance and information for my lovely Saggies. We have 1, 2, and she's sing this card for you. Okay. Right, to have and to hold. Release negative habits and the bigger picture. Okay. This is all about freedom in relationships. Now, in my extended readings, I will be doing a relationship reading. Although that could be platonic relationships, working alliances, relationships across the board, as well as a more, an extended reading for the more general stuff too. But this is about relationship. Healthy relationships are formed through love rather than need. It is such a human thing to hold on to others through fear and insecurity, but this dynamic can stifle a relationship's potential to flourish and actually push someone away. Give your relationship the freedom it needs to form a healthy foundation of trust. Now, beautiful Saggies, you are your energy, you are your energy, you have a freedom about you. However, as human beings, we often all have negative thought patterns. Okay, now the bigger picture, sometimes particularly during times of accelerated growth, we feel confused and overwhelmed, unable to see the woods for the trees. This card asks you to stand back and see the bigger picture. Everything is happening just as it should, and you will soon regain clarity. So there is something coming in with a connection to some kind of a relationship where you might want to push forwards and it might be better to wait. As I said, we will do a relationship reading in the extendeds, but let's see what we can see. We have forgive. I'm seeing both of these. We have strength and passion. Okay. Right. I'm going to draw one more card and then we'll dive to your tarot pack, actually, your tarot cards. Transition, okay, right. I sort of feel there's a connection with someone that's either tapped into your insecurities or they're insecure. They're either, perhaps they're insecure, they're clinging to you, or someone has tapped into your insecurities. And there's something about processing this properly. You know, having the strength to see it through, really, in order to be acting on the basis of real confidence, of acting on the basis of passion rather than, there's a difference, isn't there, between passion that is loaded with vitality and passion that comes from insecurity, which is very emotionally driven. But emotions more from the past and history. You're being asked to take your time over something here. Now, it may not be a relationship. It could be your relationship with something, your relationship to a job or your relationship to your home or something. You know, this is a general reading here. But nevertheless, my Saggies, seeing these two show up for you. I am seeing those two and that one. May we have guidance and information and those two again. I feel like they're coming out, well, largely 2 by 2 by 2. How interesting. So 7 of Wands. This is taking back your power, Saggies. Yeah, this is taking back your power. The Hanged Man, stop and have a good look at something. Reconsider. This is absolutely taking back your power. 2 of Cups. This is kind of a bit like, I'm just going to use the analogy of meeting someone, falling in love, they sweep you off your feet. But actually, falling in love is like an illusion in a way. I'm not saying that, you know, the chemistry might be there, but it's so important that we see someone for who they really are. We're not just swept off our feet by the idealized viewpoint of what we think we want, well, what we know we want, and where it might be going. 4 of Swords, take time, reconsider. I wonder if for some of you, somebody might be coming back into your life who perhaps disappointed you, or again, clinging, somebody who wants something. It may or may not be right for you. For some of you, it might be right. For some, it might not. But you're in a transitionary period and you need to reconsider or consider very carefully from your perspective, having the confidence that you can progress to what is right for you. I'm seeing the 6 of Cups here. Well, we have the 6 of Cups and the Star and the High Priestess. Let's put these here. Let's draw more cards for you, my lovely Saggies. Okay, I think there'll be a decision or a choice to make for you during this moon month, lovely Saggies. Now, it seems to connect to another person, but it could be a friend, a platonic relationship, or it could be a lover. It could be a situationship as well, where you're needing to reconsider something or wait. You could be clinging to or staying in a job or going for a job that offers you security, but it might not be the right one in the long run. You know, perhaps if you're looking for a job and you get a job offer and you think, well, it's not really what I want, but I'll accept it, I'll take it because I need something. It might actually be better for you to wait. There's a bigger picture here. You're needing to see something through. There's a transition that you're in. Now, this is about empowering yourself to make the right choice and really taking your time to look at the details here. Because you'll be shown what you need to see here to arrive at the one you need, the right choice. I do see a choice here with the 2 of Cups. And look at that, the 2 of Pentacles. This could be love, this could be money and finances, it could be your home, it could be your health. But we've got choices here. So for some of you, this is about relationship. For others, it's home, work, you know, health, this kind of stuff. Money choices. For some of you, it could be both or all. Take your time. Absolutely take your time. There is an opportunity here for something that can really flourish. Okay? I feel like you need to be doing it on your terms with the Seven of Wands. That's what's really coming through here. So a bit like, I used to, in my counselling practice, I would sometimes do some really short-term work where it was more like coaching, I suppose, but really assisting people in supporting them if they were anxious as they moved towards like a job interview or a promotion. And I used to say to them, if you go for a job interview, it's not about trying to get that person to like you and tell them everything that you think they want to hear so you get the job. Because if the job isn't right for you, you're going to be absolutely miserable. It's as much about you interviewing them to find out if the job is right for you as them interviewing you to see if you are right for them, to see if it's the right fit. It's a two-way process. A two-way process, and I feel like you're being asked to make sure you approach a decision from the perspective of this two-way process, empowering yourself. What do you need? What's right for you? And stating what is right for you, like at an interview, asking questions. How would that be? Because I'm not sure about that. If that bit's not right for me, what is that bit negotiable? Or, you know, whatever it is. It's like working out, empowering yourself here and working out what's right for you in the face of an offer. Because you might want to reconsider, you might want to wait. We have the card of strength, and strength is sitting on strength. Yeah, there may be something better coming for you. We have the Prince of Swords. This is making a clear-cut choice. Lovely Saggies. I'm actually going to draw some more cards and just ask kind of about the outcome. I'm seeing that there is something really fruitful and really amazing, but it may not be the first offer you get. That's what's coming through here. So whether it's, this could be home, if any of you are moving, this could be real estate. If you're looking for a healthcare practitioner or even a counsellor, you know, you may need to meet with more than one. It may not be your first choice. If you are dating on a dating site, it may not be your first choice. The first person you meet may not be your first choice. There may be better. So really be thoughtful here. Ten of Swords. This does suggest that there may be a choice available to you that you choose to say no to. Something completes, it ends. Could be someone coming back into your life, offering you something that you're already fully aware of. And actually there is a better offer coming. Nine of Pentacles. Okay, yeah, I am seeing you making a choice that's really right for you. And King of Wands, I mean, wow. I want to say, really consider your choices carefully, Queen of Swords, because this is a moon month when everything in your reading, Saggies, is suggesting that you'll need to be making some choices and decisions around something. It's quite a big decision for you to have to hold. It's got long-term perspectives and it needs to be based on empowerment and what you really desire, rather than any element of insecurity. So however this applies to your month, my beautiful Saggies, I feel this is your reading, this is your general reading. I will be doing the extendeds over on Patreon. I'll be doing a relationship reading, so we'll look very specifically at relationships across the board. Love, intimacy, friendships, etc., working relationships, and then I will extend the general reading as well and look at the physicality of your world. But this is about you being really empowered, standing in your power. I think you may say no to something that could initially look good, but when you really look at it, it might not really give you everything you desire. I think there's something potentially better, you know, really. And we have this, you know, reconsider. So really important. Somebody may even be asking you to reconsider something. Look at it really carefully. Make sure it's right for you, lovely Saggies. Beautiful souls, thank you so much for joining me here on YouTube. Thank you all of you for liking, sharing and subscribing. These things really help to support the channel. I look forward to seeing you again for some other readings really soon, and you're welcome to check out Patreon if you wish to have a look at those extended readings. Tons of love to you, beautiful souls. Hello, lovely Capricorns. Let's see what is happening to you happening for you this moon month. Let's say happening to you, that's not really appropriate. We always have a choice, whatever is going on around us. So when you step outside your comfort zone, progress is made. This is your first card, lovely Capricorns. Okay, well that looks pretty exciting, especially given that we have this Aquarius new moon energy really inviting us to step up. It's an intense moon month, but you know, at the end of the day, intensity is what it is. It's what we make of the energy, so it's not necessarily a negative. So let's see what your angels are saying as well, my lovely Capricorns. Don't stop. Oh, Capricorn, wow, this is really dynamic. Okay, let's have one more from your angels. Ask for help from others. Oh my goodness me, this feels really happening and moving for you. Okay, lovely Capricorns, what else do we have here for you? I am seeing this and those two as well. I'm really excited for you already, Capricorn. Your energy, or the energy around you, is feeling really, really dynamic. Okay, we have new love. Oh, I appreciate this is a general reading. I'm going to be doing these extendeds. I will be doing a relationship element to the extended readings as well. But anyway, this could be love of life. It could be love of yourself. It could be love of a new job. It could also, of course, be love of a soulmate connection. Forgiveness of others. Release negative habits and walk your talk. Okay. You've got dynamic energy happening here, Capricorn. I'm actually going to move this down here. Walk your talk, new love. I just feel like there's new vitality coming in here for you, whilst sort of simultaneously moving away from something. I almost feel as well as though what makes it possible to really let go of some, you know, perhaps negative habits, thinking patterns, whatever this is, and even leaving something of the past behind, is because something new is there. You know, when you meet something new or you engage with something new, you re-find that vitality. It's easier to let go of stuff, isn't it? When we're feeling in a lower energy place, or we're not feeling great about ourselves, it's much harder to let go of things. When something very real is coming in, it's easier because we're already lifted. What else are we shown here? May we please have more information for my lovely Capricorns. Remember. I'm really hearing remember who you are. Beautiful souls. Although this may have other messages coming through for it. We'll see how that works. Why remember who you are? Strength. Calm. Okay. And awaken. Yes, remember who you are. Okay, I can see why that's coming through. So, lovely Capricorns. Don't stop and ask for help. That's just so clear, isn't it? When you step outside your comfort zone, progress is made. I feel like there are some... Well, what I'm seeing is that you're perceiving some big hurdles in front of you. Now, I'm not saying that they're not big hurdles, but I do think to some extent you may be seeing them as bigger than they are, okay? And please forgive me if you are really genuinely facing some huge stuff, but I do feel it's not so much the stuff itself, because I do see that there's some really big things around you, some big deep waves. It's more that your belief in your ability to step through and beyond this is on the less confident side, whereas actually your reading is suggesting that you really, really can do this calmly and with gentleness, really. There's a situation around you which is really asking you to step up and walk your talk. Become what you believe. Now, this is the essence of the Aquarius new moon. Become what you believe. Are your thoughts, words and actions in alignment with your core inner values? Become your own personal hero or heroine. I'm really seeing this moon month. I think, first of all, you've got stuff around you, and it's big stuff to do, to achieve, things you want. For some of you, it is new love. It's like there's an overcoming something to have. There's an overcoming of something, so you have something you really, really want and you really, really desire. Very interesting energy. I almost feel, though, there's so much fast forward energy. I'm almost wanting to just really anchor myself, to get still, to get calm, to sort of see where I need to be going with your reading. It's busy. It's got a busy energy. When you step outside your comfort zone, progress is made. Okay. I sort of feel I want to say, lovely Capricorns, get still. Amidst a really, really, really busy schedule. Like, go outside, connect to the earth, sit next to a tree. You're part of a bigger picture. Remember who you are. You're part of a bigger picture. I think you're awakening. It's like you're moving into a new level of consciousness, my beautiful Capricorns. That's what's really coming through here. And it's almost as though the busyness of the everyday world could sort of distract you from this. This can be divine love, connection to divine love. But it could also be a new relationship for some of you. But yeah, I do feel you are awakening. Now, don't stop, but amidst your busy world, get calm. There's a lot of busyness around you. There's a lot of stuff happening. We have 10 of Wands. You're actually going to be guided. Really feeling as though your guides, literally your guides, your angels, your personal guides, your angels, your power animal are with you here. I think you've been feeling a little bit overloaded by the enormity of the busyness, really. That's what I'm going to say. And there may also be the residue of some past things that are still lingering and some negative thinking around them. But I'm seeing you very able to overcome something, and I'm seeing things come into your world that support you. They give you such a buoyant experience that it lifts you. It means you're far more able to embrace what you are perceiving as many hurdles, and I don't think there are as many as you see, or basically that they won't be as difficult to overcome as you anticipate. At the moment you're feeling overloaded. It's like you've got a lot on your plate, but you can ask for help from others. This is definitely a don't stop, keep going. We have the 9 of Pentacles. Interestingly, I think your confidence is going to grow by the day each time you kind of step out of your comfort zone. This card was showing itself to us as well. We have the Knight of Pentacles. I think you're going to reap the rewards very quickly, of efforts that you make. So hence the don't stop. Sometimes if we're feeling a little bit tired or we've got a ton of stuff on, we can get so bogged down in the enormity of it all, then it makes it really hard to step forwards. And sometimes we can step forwards and just the energy isn't right for progression, or it's better, we're like laying a foundation. So we're putting a lot of effort in, a lot of time in, but we're not seeing the physical results above ground, as it were. But this is different. Your energy, Capricorn, is really saying, each time you step forward, you're going to see, I would say, almost immediate results. So each time you rise to something, you rise to like overcome one of these waves, and do it step by step. Each time you step into one of the things that you're carrying, one of the areas, literally wand by wand, each time you step up, you'll find that, yeah, the rewards come straight back to you. And this is really encouraging. It's really helpful. It helps with your vitality. It helps with your energy. It helps with your confidence. Yes, we have 7 of Cups. Okay. So there are ways of approaching your very busy schedule, your very busy world. I sort of feel like this 7 of Cups is really saying to me, you know, my lovely Capricorns, you can have your cake and eat it almost. You know, your cups will fill up. You don't have to be fearful of not having enough energy, reserves to handle what you are doing. In fact, I think with the right help, you'll feel quite liberated. There's a sense of freedom coming here, peacefulness, calm. We then have the 8 of Pentacles. Just work at something. Whatever you have, whatever's around you, you can work at this. You can take it forwards. There is actually an amazing opportunity around you where you can take a kind of a dream forwards. Something you've always wanted to do can actually be moved, and it can progress quite quickly. This is what I'm really seeing here with the don't stop, my lovely Capricorns. The energy around you is saying, look, if you are prepared to step out of your comfort zone, you don't have to do it all in a mad rush. But if you take it one step, one wand at a time, everything you attend to, you'll see a positive and a good result from it. Literally, it's just one good thing after another good thing after another good thing arriving. It's like if you reach out for help, you'll get the help you desire. You ask for something, it'll come to you. Let's draw more cards for you, my lovely Capricorn. How is this panning out? Prince of Swords. Seeing this, we have the 4 of Cups and the 2 of Cups. How interesting to get the 2 of Cups and the card of new love. Okay, we have a lot of lovely, loving energy here, lovely Capricorns. Now, beautiful souls. Yes, I'm looking forward to doing the extended readings. I will be doing a relationship reading. It will not just be about intimacy and love. It will be about platonic relationships or relationships. And then I'll do an extended, sort of more general reading, almost like 2 extended readings today over on Patreon. But right now, Capricorn, I honestly, I'm seeing you becoming, it's like rising again with the Prince of Swords, transforming with these butterflies, leaving behind something that has held you back. You know, forgiveness of others, let go of negative patterns. I think what's going to help you is rather than sort of, because sometimes we can do battle in our head when you're trying to let go of a negative thinking pattern. You can do battle whereby up comes the thinking pattern and you're like, oh no, not again. I've got to overcome this, and it's all just struggle, and it's got that energy. This is not the case with you. I think what's happening is each time you step into something, walking your talk, as it were, each time you step into an experience that is to do with one of the many things you're carrying, the results are so positive that it diminishes, it turns down the volume of that internal thinking just by the very nature of it, because it's a real experience that affirms things. If you are single, I do think new love may be coming to you. I'm seeing success in your working world. Yes, there's work to be done, that's absolutely for sure. I am seeing success in both your working world and also in your personal life as well. With the Four of Cups, Two of Cups, Princess of Cups, I'm seeing a lot of kind of harmony, peace, calm returning after, I feel, what has been a period for you of pretty stormy seas. I feel the calm begins to return, and you remember what it used to be like before the seas were stormy. That's really coming through really clearly. And you also begin to awaken to the potential of the new, the potential of a new chapter of life following some significant storms in your seas. It does involve you stepping forwards. You have to be a doer, my lovely Capricorns. It's no good just dreaming about it. You need to be a doer. But each time you do, it's going to come right back at you and build, literally a sort of 1,000-fold. You will reawaken. You'll awaken to that space of possibility. I'm loving this. You've clearly been through some stormy seas, and I didn't want to imply that they weren't big deals, because I can see that they really were. It's more that the solution to overcoming them is not going to be as difficult as you think. It's not about doing battle with your mind or doing battle with the past. It's actually simply about stepping into a space of future possibility, one step at a time. And every time you do, it's like the rewards are so powerfully positive that you just really quite quickly, actually, with the Eight of Pentacles, you really quite quickly start to get a much greater clarity in your mind as to being in a space of possibility, being in a space of calm, of feeling like the universe is a generous place rather than a harsh place. So massive shift for you, Capricorn. Absolutely massive shift. Beautiful souls, I think this is all I have for you for the general reading. I'm going to move to the extendeds. I will be doing 2 readings in the extended readings, a relationship and building on the general, looking at work, career, finances, health, family, that sort of stuff, home, in more detail. You're welcome to join me. But beautiful Capricorns, I actually do think for you this month is really, it's a real turnaround. Actually, and much needed. I'm really seeing that. It does feel like the calm returns after the storm, and you awaken to, gosh, it is. It's like the way you used to hold memories of how amazing life could be, and suddenly stuff all happened that was so busy. It's like you've lost sight of how amazing everything's going to be, and all of this begins to return. It's a lovely month for you. It really is, my lovely Capricorns. Tons of love, beautiful souls. I will see you again, hopefully, for another reading really soon. Tons of love, beautiful Capricorns. Beautiful Aquarius, welcome to your reading and indeed your new moon. Wonderful souls, it's a fantastic new moon, inviting so much shift and transformation. So this is a very special time for you. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for being here. I hope you're all doing amazingly. Now, your first moon card is actually a full moon card. Problems provide opportunities to grow and learn. Okay, so this is your card, my beautiful Aquariuses, to set the pace for the moon month. Let's see what else we have. Let's ask your angels. May we have information for this month for Aquarius? Perfect timing. Well, absolutely, I bet it is, with this being your new moon. Absolutely perfect timing indeed. So problems provide opportunities. I'm just going to pause for one moment. I mean, what were we saying? If any of you were checking out the cards for the overall flow of the month, this is what we drew, breakthrough, with the card of problems. This was the overall sort of energy that we saw in the cards that I draw for the Manifest with the Moon, Astro-Moon Diary and Journal. Perfect timing. Wow. May we have additional information for my lovely Aquariuses? I'm seeing these 2. Okay, we have get more information. Perfect timing. Get more information within the next few weeks. Okay, so something is coming through really for you. Something's going to emerge, happen. This is interesting. You're going to need more information. What is this about? Let's draw some Art of Manifestation Oracle cards as well. Beautiful souls, these are my own cards. Thank you so much, any of you who've actually purchased them. It all does help to keep the channel going and for me to keep putting free stuff into the world. Yeah, 3 I'm hearing, that's working. And we have New Love. How interesting that this card, and Bless Your Past, is coming up a lot. Okay, now if you happen to be in a wonderful relationship, beautiful souls, new love, and you're not really looking for love, this could be like new love as in love of yourself, love of spirit. But for many of you, it could be a new chapter of life, of love. It could be you in an existing relationship, kind of reinstating that element of new love. If you are single, it could be new love arriving. It sits under get more information, so this is interesting. Stand your ground as well within the next few weeks. You're needing to stand firm to your principles. Now, let's draw more cards around this. I will be doing extended readings, and we will be doing a relationship reading as part of that. But let's get information here for you. First of all, my lovely Aquariuses, because I'm feeling like there is something you do need to stand your ground on and almost like not back down. It says exactly that. You know, this is not a time to back down. The time is right to hold your own and stand your ground. Kind of like stand up for what you want, stand up for what you know to be right. Almost like your own benchmark for some of you as well. Perhaps whatever happened in the past, something didn't work out, or it wasn't successful, and this is setting a new benchmark, a benchmark that's right for you. What is coming through for my beautiful Aquariuses this moon month, please? Balance. Now we know but we've got timing again. Look at this, perfect timing. Now, we know this is going to be quite an intense moon month. If you have watched the overall flow of energy, the energy update already before watching the readings, you'll be aware that although we have this incredible shift and opportunity with your moon, your new moon, there are some really significantly intense pockets of time during this moon month. This doesn't mean it's actually, I guess that's moon and month, isn't it? Month. During this month, lovely Aquariuses, yeah, there are some significantly intense pockets of time. It doesn't mean it's negative, but it's intense. So quite, and I'm feeling that in your reading. Having to stand your ground, holding your ground around something, perhaps while you wait as well for more information. We have the card of Receive. We have the card of Inspire. I am seeing this one. And the card of Record, or Record. I think it is Record. But let's say keep a record of things. Lovely Aquariuses. So, firstly, I am going to say this is your new moon. If there is only one new moon that you make wishes, set wishes and intentions on, I would be doing it on this one, lovely Aquariuses, because it's primed for transformation and it's your energy, it's your moon. It's really backing you, 1,000%. I feel that whatever comes into your world, let's say you set your wishes and intentions, whatever comes into your world, whatever you receive, whatever information you receive, because the timing is right. Do you know, if it doesn't inspire you, then it isn't right for you. It's almost like nothing less will do, my lovely Aquariuses. But I do feel something is coming through. Let's ask more about standing your ground, and within the next few weeks we need to get more information. I need more information. Yes, we will get more information. What is this about? What's happening within the next few weeks? And why does Aquarius need to stand their ground? What are we seeing? Why is Aquarius having to stand their ground? Okay, we have We have the Star and we have the Five of Cups. Okay. We also then have the Two of Cups, the Knight of Pentacles. Okay. Right. Then we have the Seven of Wands, Queen of Cups and the Hanged One, the Hanged Man in the traditional pack. Right. I think that something comes into your world this month. It could be a new relationship for some of you. Basically, you receive something. And it's something you want. It's something you have hoped for. But kind of initially, I feel there needs to be some kind of negotiation. So either getting two kind of messages, you know, it's possible that you meet someone, you're looking for love, you meet someone and actually it proves to be quite disappointing, but that's actually because there is something better coming. Or, and this for some reason I feel more strongly about, is that something happens, it's more, something feels disappointing, it doesn't quite ring true or it's not quite right. And curiously enough, you're actually needing more information, really. I think you don't have the bigger picture. So something isn't feeling quite right, or it's not ringing true, or and you could immediately have a reaction of disappointment. Problems provide opportunities to grow and learn. The reality is actually that kind of like a conversation needs to happen, or you need more information. It would be like meeting somebody and feeling like the chemistry is there. It's amazing. And then, do you know, for some reason, it doesn't sort of follow through. And you think, why didn't it follow through? We met, the chemistry was there. Why aren't they responding to my calls? There'll be some other reason for this. I don't think it'll be your immediate reaction to it, which might be one of, well, this is going nowhere. You know, this person isn't right for me. I feel that there will be more information needed. And once you're aware of the more information, you're able to then kind of move something forwards here. What is the standing your ground about? How does this fit into your story? Maybe it's just being patient enough to wait. I feel that's too many cards, my super souls, so I'm going to put those back. What is the standing your ground about? Is there some principle involved here? Okay. Now the Tower has shown itself. I mean, if this is a new love, it could be that somebody's only just coming out of a difficult breakup. Maybe they're not quite ready to move something forwards and you're not aware of that. There's passion, there's spark. I mean, Knight of Wands. And yet, 10 of Wands, there's a sense of something not feeling quite balanced or right yet. We have Knight of Swords. We have Two of Pentacles. With the Knight of Wands and the Knight of Swords, I do think there will be opportunity to move this forwards. Now, if we think of new love, this is a general reading. For some of you, this could literally be new love. If it is love of life, if it's a new, something you are going to love, like a new job or a new home or whatever it is, something else has to happen first. I don't think it can move forwards immediately. I think it can move forwards, and I think it will overcome any obstacles that could be blocking it. I think they'll be overcome, and when it is overcome, I think it'll happen quickly. But yeah, the example would be, you know, if somebody isn't really seeming to be available, even though the chemistry is there, well, it's because they're just coming through, you know, a divorce. Maybe they're literally waiting for the divorce papers to arrive. They don't feel like they're free to move forwards until that happens. Something else has to come into play here, my lovely Aquariuses. That is what we're seeing. I'm going to ask a few more questions for you, my lovely Aquariuses. Although in the extended readings, I will be doing a relationship reading, which will give lots of information. It will be relationships as in all relationships. So we'll look at love and intimacy, but we'll also look at any kind of relationship. So we'll look at how the energy is affecting relationships generally, and then I will do a second extended reading where we really dive more deeply into the overall sort of practical, real, physical circumstances around you. But right now I think we need to draw more cards and find out what this is about here. I'm seeing it work out, and I'm seeing a pause in the proceedings, something that appears to be perfect timing somehow doesn't quite proceed, or it doesn't feel quite right, or it doesn't gel, it doesn't quite connect. Now, it will connect. I just think that you need to know more in order to then proceed with appropriate timing here, really. Let's draw some more cards around this. May we ask, what is this? What exactly is this, really? What do Aquarius need to know? What's hanging there? What's stopping it from proceeding? What do Aquarius need to be aware of? So we have strength and we have compassion. Okay. Okay. It may be that you actually meet someone and then almost have not exactly a falling out, but it feels a bit like, I would say, a storm in a teacup is coming through, actually. It feels a bit stormy too quickly. But I think maybe someone you're connecting with, or a circumstance, you walk into it and you think, wow, this is a bit more intense with this moon month. This is more intense than I would want. This is perhaps a bit too much. It's a bit too, I don't know, a bit too involved, too quickly, something like that. But actually, hold a compassionate heart, because I think there's a lot of possibility here. And I think if somebody who you've met or a circumstance appears to be a bit hectic, manic is the word that's coming through, actually, a bit hectic, a bit too busy, a bit not you, I don't know if that's the norm. I think it's triggered by something, which is why we have the card of compassion. Kind of do see something moving forwards here, actually, if I'm honest, my lovely Aquariuses. Yeah, we have the world. I do feel the world could be your oyster. There is something in the world that you're entering into. So if it's another person, if it's a love interest or a friendship or anything, a new job or a community group, and you arrive and it all feels like it's not quite marrying up properly or doesn't feel right. Okay, or there's a problem involved, some kind of a problem is apparent. This is simply a space of growth. It's not a crisis, okay? And you're being asked to kind of discover more, okay? And make, keep a record of all these things. Notice what's going on and view it compassionately, because I think that this is a problem that can be fixed. It needs to be sorted first. It's external to you. I don't think it's you. I think it's external to you. It's a circumstance that you're approaching, or someone you're approaching, and they've just got to sort of conclude something or wrap something up. They're not kind of acting in character here. There's something else going on. Once that's sorted, in a way, they are then free to move on and build something with you, or you are free to engage fully with the circumstance, the situation, and we're seeing a lot of reward here. So my lovely Aquarius, this is your moon's reading for this moon month. I do actually think something really special is coming into you. And but what I want to say is it may not just arrive with flow. It may not arrive easily and with flow. I think it will produce flow, and it will produce everything that you desire it to be, but something has to be overcome first, and it's not yours to overcome. So, which is why you're being asked to be compassionate and try and find out a bit more information. That's what we're being asked about here, my beautiful souls. So, wonderful Aquariuses, you're very welcome to join me for the extendeds if you wish. Otherwise, I do hope you have enjoyed this reading and the moon month energy update. It is an intense moon month, but remember, energy is energy. It's what we do in response to it that matters. And I think providing you don't take this experience, this primary experience, as being so disappointing that you dismiss it, but you keep an open mind, you become compassionate and are aware that you need to find out more, I think it will flow beautifully into something that you desire. Lovely Aquariuses, I am sending you all the love in the world. Beautiful souls, thank you for being here on YouTube. Thank you for being a part of this amazing community, and thank you for liking, sharing and subscribing, because all these things do help to make a difference to the channel and help me to keep putting free stuff into the world. Tons of love, Aquarius. I look forward to seeing you for some other readings really soon. Hello, wonderful Pisces. Welcome to your moon month readings. Let's see what we are shown. Your first card, your inner voice is not always right. This is a wild card for your first moon card. That's interesting. Okay, right, let's find out more about this. What's being said here? Now, we know this is quite an intense moon month. Amazing transformation with the Aquarius new moon, but the energy overall, if you've watched the energy update, you'll know that there are some really quite intense undercurrents. Beautiful souls, if you haven't watched it, I would actually highly recommend it. Let's ask your angels, what is this about here? May we get information, please, for my lovely Pisces. Ask your angels. Well, we are. We are asking. Thank you, lovely Pisces. May we ask success. Oh, lovely. Okay, I sort of feel, please excuse my laughter, my chuckling, but I actually do feel during the moon month, there may be more than one occasion when you need to press the pause button and just ask for guidance and assistance. And then you will get the result that you're looking for. I do feel that you are potentially engaging in something that feels a little bit emotional. That's coming through here, which I think is why maybe your inner voice is not always spot on, because there's some really big intense pockets of energy coming in, and you are highly intuitive, Pisces. It's part of your nature. You are very much aligned with the energy of the moon, and I think, you know, all of that water comes in, all the pull of the water, and so I think you are most definitely going to experience something of the ebb and flow of the energy this month. So you're going to get success. That's wonderful. Also, we've got within the next few weeks, so there's going to be a turnaround of something as well. Let's draw from the Art of Manifestation Oracle cards. These are my own cards. Thank you, all of you who purchased them. It really does help to support the channel, actually, and me and all the things I do. So thank you, beautiful souls, for those of you who have done so. And I do give away a pack of these in my monthly YouTube prize draw. I'll put the link to join my subscriber email list in the description box. But anyway, enough of that. I want to talk to you about your reading. Expectation. Okay, right. This is to do with the lens that you look at life through. Expectation is a form of memory. It's a bit like glass half full, glass half empty. Past experiences colour our expectations of future circumstances and outcomes. You are asked to release any form of negative expectations based on past experiences and centre yourself in the infinite possibility of now. You have a card of success here, and within the next few weeks. So something that you're looking for or hoping for, I think, is going to emerge. It's going to emerge through collaboration. It's not something you're going to do single-handedly. I think you're going to need some help, or indeed receive help with this. We've got an opportunity here. Now, this card speaks of opportunities, though they may not necessarily come in the shape or the form that you are expecting. So be alert, look beyond the obvious, be prepared for opportunities disguised as loss. If a new pathway opens for you, trust it is leading you in the direction that you need to go in. Then we have miracles. Wow. Okay, we tend to perceive miracles only when our personal desires are met, and yet when we look back, almost all of us will be able to recall a crisis or a challenge that ultimately proved to be a miraculous turning point and an extraordinary gift. I feel like there is something going on around you or some stuff going on around you that is not necessarily sitting entirely well with you. Okay, or you're finding it challenging. That might be a better way of saying it, my lovely Pisces. And trying to navigate it and work out what it all means is actually proving to be challenging, I think, perhaps because it is quite emotionally charged. Now, what we're seeing here is that your perspectives are possibly being coloured by your emotions, which is fair comment because it happens to us all. We're human beings. This is part of being human. But I do feel you're being asked to be aware of that, and also to reach out and collaborate with others, because I think in working with other people, you'll be able to hear different perspectives or view certain situations from different angles. May I please? Yes, awaken. Have more information for my lovely Pisces. You have the card awaken. You have freedom. You have receive, and you also have release. How interesting. Okay. Awaken and freedom. I do think that the success you desire is going to come. What you're going to need to do is release almost like any preconceived expectations of what the outcome is going to look like, and sort of let it unfold, or work with people to let it unfold. Not try to be this is not a time to be the leader in something, actually, my beautiful Pisces. It's a time to collaborate and, you know, be supportive, have your input, but not actually take the lead. You will get success. Something that is better than you thought is going to come from this scenario. Ask your angels. I feel like, because there's quite a lot of emotion around, this is part of the challenge. Try and release the emotional content a little bit, because if you can release the emotional content, you're far more likely to receive what I would call accurate guidance from your angels, for example. And you're far more likely to be able to process this. This is a situation that is actually going to ultimately be quite liberating. Something really positive is coming out of this, but I feel as though you're wobbling about the potential outcome. Okay, lovely Pisces, may we have further guidance and information. What is this about for Pisces? The Hermit. Okay, I do feel that you're feeling quite alone with something. Or maybe you see it with the owl in a particular way, but not everybody sees things in the same way that you do. And that may be a bit challenging for you. You have the Five of Wands. Yes, there's an element of competition around the way that people see something. You've got one perspective, other people have a different perspective. I don't think it needs to be competitive. I think there can be a collaboration here. Yeah, Five of Cups. There's a lot of fear of disappointment here. There's a lot of anxiety about something going wrong or being handled differently by somebody else. Eight of Pentacles. But you can work through this. You can work with this, Pisces. You can absolutely work with this. Everything in your reading is saying, look, if you collaborate with the relevant parties, you're going to be able to move something forwards that really does bring about a solution that is bigger and better than you would have actually imagined. It's not going to be the doom and gloom outcome that you might be concerned about. Let's draw more cards for you, lovely Pisces. What I will just say is, because I will be doing extended readings, I'll be doing 2 extended readings actually. I will be doing a relationship reading where we look at, it could be love, it could be family, it could be work, colleagues, platonic friends, whatever, but I'll look at relationships generally. We'll do a whole reading around that, and then I will move on and do an extended reading around the general elements and the physicality and the stuff that's going on in your world. We'll do extended readings there, but right now let's ask for more information. We are being shown that you can work through this, Pisces, unquestionably. It's not going to be the disaster that you might be thinking it's going to be. Yes, look at this Three of Swords. I think you really are fearful that something is going to be not working out, or that you can't handle it as well as coming through, that somehow on your own you've got to do it all, you're overloaded, you can't handle, you know, feeling as though all of this responsibility comes to you. The key is collaborate. Yeah, rather than seeing other people's perspectives as a competition or different, and therefore something that might not run smoothly, perceive them as having input that could be valuable. Because I think there's a greater focus on disappointment than there is on success here. And yet you have a card of success. This is your card here, look. And quite a quick result, really. Okay, let me see what else we are shown. 7 of Pentacles. Okay. I think what we're seeing is an outcome here that actually kind of works for everybody involved. There's a need to release the fear of disappointment, or release the fear that stuff that you would like to see happen won't happen. We then have the Knight of Cups. Yeah, the key here is collaboration. You know, this is just coming through again and again and again in your reading, Pisces. This is a month to try and move away from this space where you feel everything is yours to carry, or that no one will do anything unless, you know, I'm not saying everybody will be immensely competent, but, you know, it doesn't, in a way, there's something about it not mattering, just muddling through and muddling through together, finding a way to work things out together. So that rather than being in a competitive scenario, there's teamwork going on here. And I just think this can create a scenario where no one is the loser and everyone is the winner. Whatever this scenario is, there is real practical possibilities coming through here. It can be worked with. And I do think the scenario, the outcome, will be something that all parties will be very, very happy with. That's what we're seeing here. I'm going to ask your angels just for one last confirmation card, please. May we have an additional... Oh, that's way too many. Put those back. May we ask for perhaps an additional confirmation card, or cards we have here. In the near future, and yes. Okay, that's really, really nice. You couldn't have a greater confirmation. You know, we've got within the next few weeks, we've got in the near future. There's so much being shown to you that the miracle will come, the outcome will come. I asked for a confirmation, we got a big thumbs up, a big yes, and that it's happening soon. So beautiful souls, try not to be overburdened with this scenario, whatever it is for you in the uniqueness of your world. Beautiful souls, I'm going to move on, I think, to the extended reading. There's a lot of affirmation here for you. Wonderful Pisces, thank you so, so much for being here. Thank you for being a part of this community on YouTube. You're welcome to join me for the extended readings if you wish. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you for another reading really, really soon. Beautiful souls, I'm sending you the biggest hug ever. This is looking really like a really fabulous outcome, actually. It won't be exactly as you imagined it, but I am seeing something that really works for everybody involved here, which just feels super fab. Tons of love, my beautiful Pisces. Moon Magic Super Souls, thank you so, so much for joining me. I hope you have enjoyed your Moon Month Energy Update and your All Zodiac Sign readings. The extended readings are over on Patreon if you want to check them out. And I hope you've also made a note of some of those key dates when things might be a little bit intense. Energy is energy, it's what we do with it. Beautiful souls, it is such an honour and a privilege to be connected with you all. Thank you for liking, sharing and subscribing, because all these things really do help the channel, help me to continue to put free stuff into the world. Tons of love to you all. Have an amazing moon month. Use the energy wisely.